Song of the Year on the Grammys.
Yes.
Works even better with the video because there's a lot going on in the video as well. Childish Gambino, also known as Donald Glover.
He wasn't there.
No, he never goes. He wasn't there.
He doesn't go anywhere.
He doesn't say anything much about not being there, but he doesn't.
Did he send?
Doesn't go.
Did he send somebody to?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, did he send somebody?
Drake.
Oh, he sent Drake to pick it up for him.
Did he?
Like you do.
Did he? Well, Drake was just. I mean, he was there. Did he ask Drake, "Would you please do it," or did Drake just go?
My guess is
I'll pick it up.
No, I think that was a prearranged pickup.
So
You can't just stand there and go, is anybody going to see Donald later? Can they?
Anybody?
Yeah, we're going to lunch tomorrow. I'll
Steve,
take
you live next door to him. You want to? You can just leave it on his porch.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't say anything about it at all, and just somebody said, "Well, why doesn't Drake get it?" I would have the feeling that Donald Glover does not have any truck with the Grammys in the slightest.
Yeah, lots of people don't.
I don't. When you have Jennifer Lopez do a steamy hot dance tribute to Motown.
What do you have against a steamy hot dance tribute?
When you have Motown artists that are around who could do a tribute to Motown, a lot. When Jennifer Lopez has nothing to do with Motown.
But a tribute is a tribute.
Gina,
Anybody can
Gina,
do a tribute.
Gina, you have lots of. Where's my chair?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is this it?
It might be.
Well, then where's my chair?
We're drifting into the Three Little Bears
Damn it! I hate that.
territory here.
I'm a man who needs his chair. Son of a bitch. This is how it happens, you know.
Now, what happens?
Tomorrow I'm going to come in, one of my monitors is gone. The next day, my microphone's gone. They say, Bill, you're out of here. Thanks, Richard.
So you need to do.
Is this my chair? I don't think so.
You need to do what I do and put my shirt on the chair that has my name on it.
And I wish you'd cover up.
So
Because
no one ever
frankly,
steals my chair.
Frankly, it's some kind of harassment as far as I'm concerned.
No one ever steals my chair.
Jennifer Lopez doing a tribute to Motown is insulting to Motown.
Is that how Motown feels, or is that how you feel?
I think so.
Miss Bryant, get Motown on the phone.
I saw comments about it online. This just isn't me making it up.
No, there was some outrage.
Yeah.
Although Smokey Robinson said he's fine with it.
Well, he doesn't.
Well, doesn't Smokey speak for Matt? I mean,
Smokey
when
said,
Smokey sings,
Smokey said, "I've made my money," but it was kind of dumb.
I just don't care.
And then she hit somebody in the head with a microphone too. So
on purpose?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because she's like Ozzy that way. She's like, she's
like
metal.
Yeah.
She's metal that way.
But back to back to This Is America.
Yeah.
If you've never seen the video, just look it up this morning and watch it. It is loaded with stuff.
You need
Commentary and
everything in it in the foreground and in like I the first couple times I saw it was just watching him dance and whatever, but in every frame of it almost there's something going on in the background that you need to see too. So.
And then you should read about it because there's stuff in there you don't understand and I don't understand. References that you just don't get and I don't get and you won't get, and so you have to read about it. And then you have to. So why is he shirtless? There are reasons that he's shirtless. He's doing a nod to an African performer that inspired him, and he's just so damn smart.
Yep.
And he has so much going on in his head that's hard for him to get out. Or well, maybe it's not hard for him to get out. There's so much going on in Donald Glover's head. It just seems to explode from his head. And isn't it weird to think that it's that guy who was on Community, and you thought, well, that's a funny, talented guy.
You had no idea.
Had no idea what was going on with him, and then boom.
There's depth there for sure.
And he's Lando.
Yeah.
All right.
You had
And
no,
he's cute.
you had no idea there, I think, even. He was good, you know.
I thought he was great as
You know,
Lando.
yeah, I mean, he was good.
It's unfortunate we're not going to get another one of those movies.
But geez.
All right.
Anyway, This Is America. It was the song of the year. And then it inspired this is other countries. Other countries have artists in other countries have done it about their countries. Anyway, 877-602-9696. That's a phone number.
Well, it's our phone number. It's not just a phone number.
Oh, I was just reading it here. It said call it.
Yeah.
Call 877-602-9696. You can check in with the Radio from Hell show and tell us in 3 words or less, why should anyone watch the Grammys? 3 words or
You
less.
might not get phone calls if you're asking for that.
Or why should anyone tell us, 3 words or less?
We might not get phone calls because, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
people are.
it's Monday.
The traffic is. I slid down the hill on the way to work. There's ice under that snow.
Got you there faster.
Well, but then as you see the cross traffic approaching, and you hope you stop before you make it to the intersection.
That's no fun.
No. Crash southbound I-215 at 12th North. Crash westbound SR-201 30th West. Crash southbound I-15 SR-92 exit in Utah County. Crash eastbound I-80 at Redwood Road on milepost 117. Crash southbound I-15 650 North in Clearfield. So we're issues already this morning before we have lots of traffic. It did snow overnight, and it's mostly stopped. We have a little bit of, it looks like lake effect snow in downtown Salt Lake, but the roads are icy under whatever snow is.
Well, I heard there were like blizzard conditions out in West Valley at some parts.
Oh, really? Okay.
And up on Mount Doom, it was like that as well.
Once again, and for kids, the school's open.
Schools are open.
I mean, my kids last night before bed, they're like, "Do you think we'll get another snow day?" I'm like, "I don't think so." And I've seen some reports this morning saying school's open. I haven't seen anything that's closed yet. If that changes, I'll let you know, of course.
All right, let's get this over with then. We got all the stuff we got to get to. Amy Donaldson, sports, news, all that on the way. Gina, if you would, please.
You want me to talk about my bra?
Please talk about your bra.
I'm happy to do that. thirdlove.com/Gina. That's Gina. When you go to the website, that route, you'll get 15% off your first purchase, and that just comes right off the top. You don't have to put in another promo code or anything, and then you will be well on your way to having the most comfortable bra you've ever had. That starts with the Fit Finder quiz, which takes a couple of minutes, and it's going to get you the perfect fit. Over 70 sizes. They have half cup sizes. They have a fit guarantee. Even after you do the Fit Finder quiz and they send it to you, if you're not happy with it, every customer has 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test. And if you don't love it, you can return it. And then Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. So if you go through all that and it doesn't fit great, try it again. Fit stylists are available to help you via text, chat, or phone. Go to thirdlove.com/Gina and find your perfect bra today.
Every weekday afternoon, join me, Todd Newcomb, as I provide plenty of new...
Ladies and gentlemen, direct from the haunted house near you, he's the guy who chased you out at the end. He wears,
I was scared.
He wears the hockey mask and threatens you with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
He is Chainsaw Guy.
Yeah. How are you? You're the little girl who wet her pants last time, aren't you?
You scare me every time, James.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Guy, it's good to see you. Of course, a lot of people know you as the guy who chases you out at the end of the haunted house with the chainsaw.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
And you've been very busy.
Yes, very busy. This is my big night.
But a lot of people don't know that Chainsaw Guy is also a very sensitive man, especially in the ways of love and
Oh,
relationships.
thank you. And I am a licensed sex therapist.
Now, when
Sex therapy?
when you are
why
doing
not?
when you're doing your sessions, do you wear the mask, or do you take it off ever?
The mask never comes off. I do change the jumpsuit occasionally. You like the new one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, well, I thought it was time for a new set of overalls, and so I got the bright orange like a prison inmate.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
It adds to the menace.
thank you.
All right, Chainsaw Guy, we have. I believe we indulge her every year. Chainsaw Guy, we have on the line Tim, who Tim is on the line, who's desperately in need of some of your love advice. Tim, go ahead and tell Chainsaw Guy exactly what's going on and ask your question when you're finished.
Sure, Chainsaw Guy. Well, my question is, I'm in a relationship with a girl named Audrey right now, and everything's going swimmingly with her. She's great. The problem is with her mother. Her whole family is all LDS and very LDS, and I'm very not LDS.
Yes.
Her mother naturally has a problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know, Chainsaw Guy, what should I do?
Well, Tim, I think I think, and I don't think it is. Or there's some story in it. I don't think it is something. I have this in, and again, and then mother and daughter, and you take both of them, but you send those brothers, for a lot of not cemetery, and a carry on talk, and I take the person over, and I say the and then they go, and then I end up doing both.
So there you go, Tim.
Thank you very much.
I left out the part where Chainsaw Guy has his chainsaw with him. It's all a key
It's a pulling.
part of the. It's a pulling. Yes, it is a pulling.
I'll get
Catherine,
rid of a hook of burner.
I don't blame you. Catherine, Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your question?
All right. I'm curious because I've been dating this guy
Yeah?
a couple weeks.
Are you bi-curious?
Are you bi-curious is what he's asking?
That's what I said. Are you bi-curious?
No. I'm just curious because he keeps on saying that he wants to just love me to pieces.
Oh,
And I just don't know if I should let him do that because it kind of creeps me out.
Uh-huh. Well,
so Chainsaw Guy, what should Catherine do?
well, Catherine, I can do first to the Lord. If you get a refrigerated truck, and then you do it in the thing. And then, the second on the line, piece by piece, all the way, and then get down, and then I kind of get a little bit, and then, he just flies him, and then he will up for them, and then he can live more of you in more places.
There you go, Catherine. I hope that helped. Are we done, Gina?
one more.
I'm always up, although I'm very busy. I've got
He does have to go and sharpen the chainsaw blade.
Just one more.
All right.
What do you mean? It's not a chainsaw blade. It's a chain, you idiot.
Yeah. Brittany,
Hello.
Hi, Brittany.
Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your, tell us about your situation and then ask Chainsaw Guy what to do.
I have this friend that we've been friends for a long time, and I have a crush on him, and I just met his new girlfriend, and he wants me to honestly tell him what I think of her, and I can't stand her, and I want to tell him how I feel, but I just don't know. Chainsaw Man, what should I do?
Well, and I just Catherine, Brittany, what are you doing? I think I know. And then go first. So you get her girlfriend, and then you go ahead and you listen, you really have a partner. So what you need to do is try about it, what you think about, and then you go home, and then I think there's no more touch magic. And if you think of the word, and then you want to and then I think the power of the very end up in a three-way.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Brittany, Thank you.
No, thank you.
Can I go now? I've got a lot of people to scare.
Yes, thank you very much.
Sure.
Chainsaw Guy.
Are they performing now?
All right, yes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chainsaw Guy. It's just amazing he makes time on Halloween.
Look at that. He's out the door. Look at that.
There he goes.
Here he goes. Orange jumpsuit. His pulling chainsaw. There he
Hockey
goes.
mask.
For another year, gone.
Glad he got rid of the Husqvarna.
Yeah.
It's not as scary as a pulling
No.
because they're higher pitched.
Yeah. I remember when he started, all he could afford was an eager beaver. So 29696. I don't think we're going to get anybody to tell us in 3 words or less why should you watch the Grammys? Why?
Well, maybe they can't think of a reason, and that's why they're not calling.
Well, or why shouldn't you watch the Grammys? Conversely. But right now, let's officially begin the Radio from Hell show by, is it brought to you by anyone?
No.
By telling you that the moon is a waxing crescent, 36.2% of full. The moon will rise today at 11 a.m., today being Monday. It's the 11th day of February in the year of our Lord 2019, and this is North America's most unwholesome radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The producer of the Radio from Hell show is Little Dickie Stedman. Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, is returning from Disneyland today.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be doing video for the show then. Who's doing video today?
It's Katie for short.
Katie for short.
Hi, Katie for short. And do we have an intern here today?
No intern.
No intern today. Snowbound the interns are. So we'll muddle through on our own. Oh, Katie is a former intern, so she can help out as well. And there you go. So... no one's checking in because there is no good reason to watch the Grammys.
I mean, apparently Alicia Keys was good.
I'm sure she was.
Apparently Janelle Monáe's performance was good.
I didn't watch, but somebody said Lady Gaga's performance was...
She did not sing the song with Bradley Cooper. She sang the song,
yeah, she sang all the parts.
but Rocket was not there.
And somebody said it was... I mean, she's a great singer, but something was unusual about it. But I don't know.
she didn't.
I don't.
She
know
didn't
what.
sing it like it's in the movie.
Well,
she sang
She
it
did a
like a
different
rock.
version.
She sang it like a. It was more Lady Gaga-ish, if that makes sense.
yeah, but that doesn't make it really particularly unusual, does it?
Well,
I thought there was something really weird about it.
No, it was a different take on the song for sure. I watched the video. of it.
Bradley Cooper was at the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs were the same night as the Grammys.
That's the
British something
the
awards.
British Oscars, essentially.
Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature from the BAFTAs.
Yeah, and I saw, the favorite one, of course, won the Best Picture in the British Academy Awards.
Let's see, we have responses via text and chat room. Award shows stupid.
All dumb.
Pretty much they are.
Let's see, Post Malone and Chili Peppers performed together. That was kind of cool, somebody says. Lady Raccoon checking in. The Grammys need to be watched as outrage culture fuel. How else are we going to know to bitch?
It's true. They got the reactionary award shows. You see it the following year. So last year, the head of the Grammys, I'm not going to get this right. Some bigwig with the Grammys said, women need to step up their game.
Because there were criticism that there were not enough women nominated for Grammys.
So this year, it was all...
Hordes of women.
It was all women.
It had nothing to do with women stepping up their
No.
game. It just... It's just they nominated more women.
Like, oh, we better have. So it's not a real accurate way of showing who had the best album and the best song.
No, because
and the
Post Malone is nominated for stuff.
Stephanie says, I watched it from beginning to end and enjoyed it, so sue me. Oh.
Okay, what will we sue you for, Stephanie? Exactly.
We can't, Steph. We have the same attorney. Let's see. Teacher Emily, they were on. That was my whole thing.
The Grammys are really popularity oriented for them a lot.
I mean,
Sales.
This year, I mean,
a lot of sales.
but not so much this year. Oh, if you're going on sales, Post Malone should have won a lot, and he didn't.
He won a lot last year.
That's People's Choice Awards or the Sales Awards. Let's see. Steph says the Aretha tribute was mind-blowing. Oh, that would have been nice to see.
Did she participate in it?
She's dead, Bill.
What?
She died.
What? She's did?
Gone.
Carrie, the coordinator. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's exactly right.
Let's see. Tim, the tree guy checking in. Silly Bill.
Oh.
And then, of course, the guy who hates hearing you eat also has been heard.
I haven't eaten on the air for...
He's anticipating it.
Listen. I don't know what the problem is.
They don't like it when you eat.
He or
That's
she.
it.
I don't
There's
know.
He or
only
she,
one
it's-
person?
It's
It's a
one
text.
person
Yeah.
who has an axe to grind with me every day about it.
So we've got a multi-vehicle crash northbound I-15, 2100 North Lehigh Bridge. A semi and several cars involved, blocking 3 lanes. Traffic is backing to American Fork. Now that's on a bridge. You're going to see really slick conditions on bridges, overpasses, on-ramps, off-ramps, even though the snow is mostly stopped, although some people are still getting it. It's icy underneath there. I'm seeing lots of slow traffic already this morning, particularly northbound I-15 through Draper and Sandy. So you're going to have to give yourself extra time again today. So far, haven't seen any school closures. My kids were asking last night if that was going to happen. I doubt it, but if that changes, I will let you know. That's traffic.
All right, thank you very much. We got big boy news coming up after this. Hopefully, Amy will make it through the snow to give us some sports. And, round one of your boners, all coming up. Valentine's Day, what is it? Thursday is Valentine's Day? Today's the 11th, so yeah,
That's
Thursday.
right around the corner.
Thursday is Valentine's Day. It's what?
Right around the corner.
That's not what my copy says. It says it's says it's fast approaching. But Valentine's Day ProFlowers is what we're getting at here. Proflowers.com. Click on the microphone. Enter the code X96 in order to get the special that I'm about to tell you about. But certainly go to Proflowers.com throughout the year to find wonderful bouquets for every occasion. And they certainly have an awful lot to choose from for Valentine's Day. A lot of great bouquets for you to choose from at Proflowers.com. Keep it simple. Just send ProFlowers. They make it easy to order. You can find the perfect bouquet at the perfect price, 7-day freshness guarantee. So this Valentine's Day, let the pros from ProFlowers handle the details and send your Valentine something that you know that they will love and appreciate. Valentine's Day is just days away. Is that right? Days away. Right now, you can get 1 dozen assorted roses with a free glass vase for just $24.99, plus shipping and handling. Just go to Proflowers.com today, click on the microphone, top right hand of the page, enter the code X96 to choose the perfect roses at the perfect price. That's Proflowers.com. Click on the microphone, enter the code X96. Order today.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to...
It's from the Girl Scouts. And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy."
You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter.
Wow, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout, so I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you?
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I
now?
think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah, that's a great gift,
Yeah.
Jen.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
say that what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
Then I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble.
Trouble.
And then you open it up and it says, or am I? ?
This is your Father's Day
Yeah.
card?
Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Too sick. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble. And
Or
then you
am I?
and then you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat, is what
That's
that
exactly
is.
what it is. So it was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday for Father's Day. There were a ton of people, saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Big, thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic
They
fries.
had garlic fries
They had
and
garlic
bacon
fries.
on sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon, on Saturday and bought a bunch of meat. That was bought pork and beef, and that's actually for my wife's birthday. It was her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing. Nothing. All right.
What? I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
see
you
your
did.
dad.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay. Yeah. How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the farmer.
Harry gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Yeah, there you go. Hold out your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go. All right. 6:35. Sports with Amy Donaldson coming up. Fingers crossed.
She'll be here.
I haven't seen her car pull up yet.
She hasn't indicated that she's not coming. So.
I have questions for her. I saw a picture of her on the top of a mountain yesterday, like
Grandeur Peak.
all the way at the top.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think she's been doing that Grandeur Peak challenge where you go up and down and up and down.
All right. But before that, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
You know Moochie's for its authentic Philly cheesesteaks and handmade meatballs, but did you know they offer catering and delivery? Moochie's downtown in Midvale and in Lehigh.
Just saw Amy pull up.
So it's going to be interesting to see where this National Enquirer, Jeff Bezos thing goes, because now the parent company of National Enquirer, AMI, their attorneys are answering back. A lawyer for American Media Incorporated has pushed back against Jeff Bezos' claim that the parent company of National Enquirer threatened to expose nude selfies and bawdy text messages he exchanged with his mistress. It absolutely is not extortion and not blackmail, said Elkin Abramowitz on This Week, ABC's This Week on Sunday.
How would you describe it, sir?
Look, all we did was ask him to not do something or we would expose
That's
something.
not blackmail.
Right?
Well, it's not extortion because all AMI wanted was the truth. He said the information about the Bezos and former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez came from a reliable source. And all we did was say, if you don't tell us exactly what's going on, we'll release more of this.
But
tell us what's going on between you and Miss Sanchez.
But the
and
if
you don't, we have information that this is going on. Is it or isn't it?
No.
And if you don't tell us, then if you don't confirm or deny.
But what about the part of that says quit being mean to the president in your newspaper? How is that not? What part of that?
I don't know that. They say they didn't say that. That's what they claim, that they did not say that to him. And I don't know if he has any evidence that they did.
They wanted Bezos to say that this whole National Enquirer thing wasn't political.
That's what Bezos says.
That's what Bezos says, and he has the emails to back it up.
He tasked his personal secretary, Bezos did, personal security consultant, Gavin DeBecker, with investigating how the National Enquirer managed to get a hold of the messages. DeBecker said he questioned Sanchez's brother, Michael, who has ties to Trump associates, and Michael Sanchez denies that he did it. But the National Enquirer says that's where they got it. From Michael Sanchez, her brother.
So they're starting to eat each other now.
Yeah. So.
And they also signed an agreement with the investigators, the people who were looking into the Trump and all of that stuff up in the Southern District of New York. They signed an agreement, the Enquirer did, that said that we will cooperate, you won't charge us with anything, and part of that is we have to not break any laws for 3 years.
How about after that you can?
And then you can after that, apparently. But this could be considered breaking the law.
It kind of doesn't make any sense, though. I don't know. It's weird that anyone would be dumb enough to try and blackmail the richest man in the world.
Well, they were hoping, they weren't asking for money. They were hoping to embarrass him. That's all they wanted to do was embarrass him.
Michelle Obama turned up at the Grammy Awards, and that was kind of unusual. Alicia Keys began her opening monologue by bringing out Michelle Obama. So she said, "Here are an iconic cast of women," and it was Michelle Obama, Lady Gaga, Jada Pinkett Smith. What was she doing in there?
I think she sneaked into the photo.
And Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, okay. As well to share what music has done for them over the years. They said I was weird, that my look and my clothes and my choices and my sound, that it wouldn't work, but music told me what not to listen to them, Lady Gaga said to the cheering crowd. And then Jennifer Lopez said something, and then Jada Pinkett Smith said something.
We got a recurring theme this morning. Bill no likey Jennifer Lopez.
And then Michelle Obama said, music has always helped me tell my story, she almost couldn't speak, though, because the crowd was
Cheering so
loud.
Yeah, I believe it.
We love you, Michelle.
The tax season is off to a slow start this year, with early filers not happy. Smaller average refunds, down by about 8%. Under the first full year of the overhauled tax code, according to data released by the IRS on Friday.
Not if
refunds,
you're rich.
Yeah.
You love it if you're rich.
Yeah, the average refund down by 8%. Refunds averaged $1,865 compared to $2,035 for the tax year 2017. The total number of returns received also dipped during the first week of the season, ending February 1st. Utah National Guard, if you were downtown, was landing helicopters on top of the Wells Fargo building in preparation, they said, for upcoming training. Two UH-60 Blackhawks and a Lakota helicopter. They were landing on the top of the Wells Fargo building in the wind. It was windy downtown, and they said, so let's go do some training. Because it's helpful for landings that it's a government conspiracy, folks.
No.
They're planning to take over downtown Salt Lake City at some time in the near future. They said it's exercise desert ice.
Bill, I'd believe you if Obama was still in office.
I wish I'd seen it. I bet it was cool.
Yeah, well, they're planning something to put all of us in chains at some time in the near future. A massage therapist already facing charges of inappropriately touching a client who surrendered his license to practice more than 2 years ago has been charged again. Francisco Fernandez of Salt Lake was charged Friday in 3rd District Court. A woman said that she saw Fernandez, who was at Deep Tissue and Structural Healing on 2nd South, to be treated for a neck injury. A neck injury. During her massage, Fernandez touched the woman's chest. The woman spoke
it's attached
up.
to the neck?
The woman spoke. Gina's defending this massage. Gina's defending the massage therapist here. I want you to. Yeah, she spoke up and told Fernandez that no one ever massaged her chest before. He then had the woman flip over and inappropriately touched her again while massaging one of her legs. After the woman said something again, Fernandez ended the woman's session 15 minutes early and said, "It's on the house."
It's on the house?
Yeah. The incident is very similar.
I've been paid in other ways today.
To another one reported. Fernandez was charged in that case with 2 counts. In that case, he inappropriately touched the woman several times and again said, "It's on the house."
That's how I get away with it.
Yeah.
I didn't take money for it.
2 new entries into the Democratic presidential race. Elizabeth Warren officially entering the race to no one's surprise. And
she's on the trail to the White House, Bill.
Yeah, Donald Trump's, and you know, he so
see
he,
you on the campaign trail.
And
so
he said campaign trail, and that would have been fine, but he capitalized the word trail,
all the letters,
and he capitalized all the letters, and he undoubtedly meant Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
And she's from Oklahoma, and that's the Trail of Tears, and Andrew Jackson is his favorite.
Well, I was going to say, Britt Hume was trying to say, oh, he doesn't know history. He doesn't know what the Trail of Tears is. Like, okay, so he's either stupid or he's mean.
Yeah, that was it's racist.
It is.
It's very racist. And but, you know, and so Elizabeth Warren, she very rarely mentions him by name, but she did say, "I'm not too worried about Donald Trump. He likely won't be president in 2020. He might even be in jail."
So she's not planning on running against him.
Yeah, he's not my. And also entering the race was someone named Amy Klobuchar.
Yes,
she's apparently a very good senator and really mean to the people in her office. She throws things.
That's how she gets things done.
And screams at them and makes them go home to her house and do the dishes.
Keep in mind, if she was a man, she would be known as a passionate businessman.
Yeah.
I think not. I think if she
I don't
were,
think it would be such a thing if she were a man.
Carrie's right.
I think if she were a man and threw things at people in her office and sent them to his house to do the dishes, it would also be an issue.
I disagree.
I don't.
Weather, traffic, and then we'll get to sports.
Brought to you by It's the News You Trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com. It's chilly downtown, and was there snow on your way in? So still snowing in parts of the valley. 23 right now. We'll get up to about 35 for a high. Traffic, you'll have to stay on I-15 southbound until you get to Centerville. The ramp to Legacy Parkway is closed due to an accident. Both Alta and Snowbird are in that interlodge warning or whatever. You can't leave. Don't go outside. You got to stay inside. They will arrest you if you and they will.
You can't even put your foot out the
No,
door.
don't even test it. Chains or 4-wheel drive are required for Big Cottonwood and Provo Canyons. Little Cottonwood Canyon is closed until 8 a.m. for avalanche control. Crash westbound I-215 approaching the 280 East exit to Fashion Place Mall on the right shoulder. Car spun out I-215 west belt near 7th North. Cars heading south from Legacy Parkway toward the airport should use caution in that area. Multi-vehicle crash northbound I-15 2100 north in Lehigh on the bridge. A semi and several cars are involved, blocking 3 right lanes. It's icy out there, so bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps. Give yourself a little extra room between you and the person in front of you. That's traffic.
Is sports sponsored?
It's not. Let's just dive in.
Come on.
Let's just dive in.
We gotta do something because I gotta get the jingle.
Oh,
Well, let's just all contemplate Amy's wonderful smile, shall we?
Amy Donald for sports.
She smiles and she has dimples when she smiles.
Let's contemplate why we don't plow the west side of the valley.
Well, it's because there are poor people out there.
Right. Yeah.
It was
lovely to get to the east side.
Let's contemplate why Amy had a tent on top of Grandeur Peak.
I didn't have that tent. That was the poor volunteers for the Running Up for Air race. They had to sleep there overnight.
Ooh. They had to sleep there overnight?
They had to kind of
try to sleep.
In snowshoes, they had to mash down the snow a little bit so that it was not, waist deep when we were trying to come up. So, yeah, they blazed a trail for us and then slept there and then handed out shots of Fireball to the people who wanted them. I was having trouble staying on my feet with no liquor, so I was good. But it was freezing. The wind, I felt like I was in a really bad Mount Everest movie at times. Mm-hmm. It was blowing.
Was this the front side or the back side?
The back side, so the east side.
From
Church Fork.
Yeah, Church Fork.
Yeah, and we actually couldn't even, normally the base camp there is in Church Fork in one of the picnic grounds, but it had to be across the street. So, it added about half mile, which doesn't seem like that much until you have to drag your chunky body up the top of Grandeur Peak. So, yeah, it was rough, but it's to benefit Breathe Utah. And
with snowshoes or?
No. That actually would have been easier in snowshoes. Yeah, just spikes. And somebody suggested spikes were actually making it worse because they were tearing up any snowpack that we had. So I don't know. It was brutal.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I felt like I ran a marathon in high heels when I finished.
Just to the top and then?
I did 2. I just did 2 summits. Yeah.
Just 2?
Only 2.
Well, I wanted to stay.
I can't even walk up there.
I've never been able to stay the whole 24 hours. I've gone back and I've had to work during the day, and then I go back at night and run a lap at night. And it's been I think 3 is the 2 years ago, because I didn't go last year because of the Olympics. But it's such a great cause, and Jared does such a great job. Jared Campbell is one of the best ultra runners anywhere, and he does such a great job with the race. And it is fun, but it's the kind of fun that
no, it's not.
If you stop, let me just say that the reason I left was to go to a play with my daughter, and after I got nice and warm and comfortable and watched a very moving version of the Vagina Monologues at Westminster College, I couldn't bring myself to get back in my running.
That's right.
I don't blame you.
And I woke up at like 3 a.m. with a sick dog and thought I'd still be going up Grandeur Peak right now if I'd gone back.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
All right, what's going on in sports?
In sports, Utah Jazz beat the Spurs 125-105 on Saturday, and they take on the Warriors in California tomorrow night. The All-Star break is this weekend, so we'll have, lots of fun stuff to watch. The game is actually on Sunday. Jazz
So
Center.
Rudy Gobert gets the weekend off?
He gets the weekend off. The Defensive Player of the Year, it will not be. An All-Star was not selected by fans nor the coaches since the 90-91 season. There have been 17 Defensive Player of the Year award winners. Only 2 of them have not made the All-Star team. Rudy Gobert is one. That's the trivia question you don't want to be the answer to. Utah men's basketball, though, they make every highlight reel everywhere this weekend. If you're a Ute fan, it was a great weekend. The basketball team upset UCLA on a last second. They came back. They were down 22 points with 12 minutes left in the game.
Wow.
And Parker Van Dyke hits a three-pointer to win the game. It was a pretty spectacular finish.
Was there some problem with the TV feed of that or something, or it got cut off? Or I thought I heard somebody mention something about that.
Not that I knew of.
People didn't see the end of the game or something. No, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how people watched it, but
right.
yeah, but no, it was If you missed it, there's a bazillion clips, and you can watch it from every different angle.
All right.
Okay.
Utah women's basketball, not so lucky. They lost back-to-back games. Probably drop them out of the top 25 rankings as you lost to USC on Friday, UCLA on Sunday. It's the first time the score on Sunday was 190. It's the first time that since the 1980s that the Utes have given up 100 points in a basketball game.
Wow.
So BYU men beat Portland on Thursday and then Pacific on Saturday. They will play at San Diego on Valentine's Day. Oh, by the way, the Utah men's basketball team, they have a game on February 14th, and I will be there selling hot dogs with the Utah Falcons because my daughter has roped me into selling hot dogs. So come and buy some hot dogs from us. Benefit women's football.
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day. Don't you know you want to see basketball and buy
have a hot dog on
buy some hot
Valentine's.
dogs or churros. We'll have churros too.
Oh, now you
There
sold
you
me on that.
go. For you vegans. Let's see. BYU women, they beat Pacific on Saturday. They will play Portland on Valentine's Day at Portland. Salt Lake Stallions, we have football. I know the drought of 5 days was difficult for most of you, but you can have your thirst quenched with the Salt Lake Stallions. They did lose their season opener, but by most football football connoisseurs are saying that they think the new league is pretty good. So better than some of the indoor options we've had. I also shared at x96.com a story written by a friend of mine from an Associated Press writer who revisits Parkland through a couple of sports icons. And it is a really moving story and probably a good reminder that we all move on, but everybody else doesn't get to. So, and then Lindsey Vonn, she had her last ski race of her career. I think it was 433 races. She is the winningest woman ever. She's the winningest U.S. skier ever. And she won a bronze medal in the World Championships in downhill.
She's a very accomplished skier. She's a beautiful woman, but I've seen her with most of her clothing off, and you look at her body and all the scars and the broken bones.
She's more machine now than woman.
Yeah, she's really paid for that.
Yeah, no, she has, and she said she really wanted to finish the season in a different way, but your body, it
breaks.
Yes.
I don't understand how she's managed, what's made her continue doing it, because she's been so severely injured.
That's what I think is impressive about her, that you are so passionate about something. I mean, to me, that kind of passion, and then just the ability to come back from mental defeats. Remember, I was there in 2010 when she won her first Olympic medal, and people were saying maybe she's just not. She hurt herself a week before, and it was one of the coolest experiences I've had as a writer to be in the finish area to see her win her gold medal. So
pretty cool.
All right, read Amy's columns and sports reporting in the Deseret News, DeseretNews.com. Follow her on Twitter, AD on Sports, at AD on Sports. Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right, Gina, if you would please.
Well, there's a crash that's closed the ramp from I-15 southbound to Legacy Parkway. You'll have to get on Legacy in Centerville or Bountiful. Don't go outside if you're at Snowbird or Alta. They'll arrest you.
They'll arrest
the
you?
snow police will arrest you.
It's the Snow Patrol.
Yeah, it's the Inner Lodge is in effect, which means they're doing avalanche control and things, and they just would like you to stay put because they're too busy dealing with other things. They don't want to go dig you out of a pile somewhere.
Well, fine. Open the bar and I'll stay in. Can't do that, can you?
No.
Chains or four-wheel drive required for Big Cottonwood and Provo Canyons. Little Cottonwood Canyon is closed until 8 a.m. for avalanche control. Too many other incidents to mention. We've got ice and slick conditions out there, so give yourself some extra time as you're moving about this morning. That's traffic.
All right, thank you.
Our good friend Lolly up at, she's up in Weber County, I think. She might be Davis County, but anyway, up north. She has put together this thing where you text the word money to 62687, and you can access, first of all, she'll send you a link to download this map. And this is an interactive builder map where you can search over 800 new home communities and hundreds of builders. And why that's important is there is grant money available for down payments on new build construction.
And there's lots of that, and probably more than you realize going on.
And
you
it's
can
great.
get into a new home.
Yeah, it's a great thing. You can just punch it up and say, I've always wanted to live in this area.
Yeah, up to $28,124 in down payment assistance. And why would that be? Well, because of the housing shortage. They want new construction. We need new construction. So text the word money to 62687. Look to see where you want to build, and then you'll find out about this down payment assistance, $28,000 worth. So text the word money to 62687.
X96 has tickets for this Friday's Utah.
I'm a bad mom.
Really?
Well, we know you're a bad mom, but go ahead and tell us.
Quickly, we're at Gray Whale. You can come by and see us. Gray Whale up by the U. Get your...
Come and get a first-hand look at a really bad mother.
Yeah, I'm right here. So last night was country fair at Festus's school. Now, country fair is not like chickens and cows and
Like you would.
pies.
Yeah, that's why they call it a country fair, because it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's a country fair.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not a country fair. It's a country
It's a
fair.
country fair. Yeah. Yeah.
What country did Festus have?
He had Iraq.
Oh,
Of course he did.
And so yesterday...
Is that because they knew his father's a terrorist?
No, he has a brother
Oh.
who's serving in Iraq.
Oh, that's okay.
He's been there forever. I wish he'd come back. But yesterday, after school, Festus said, well, everybody said they're bringing food. As you know, you have the display board with all your information, and everybody's bringing food from their various countries.
It would have been nice, honey, if you'd let me know that
Right.
before, 12 hours before school.
So I look around the house, and I see that
Did you have some hummus or anything?
well, the mother-in-law had just come back from Egypt, and she brought this big container of baked goods from this Egyptian bakery, and the container had Arabic all over it, and they were Egyptian pastries. I'm like, that's close.
Wait a minute. If you were
Close?
to say that to your husband,
Well,
your
so-
Egyptian
well,
husband,
He's out of town, I'm guessing.
So that's close, and there's Arabic on it. So you set that on the table, and it'll look
Yeah.
it'll fool him.
authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the country fair and
The country fair.
the country fair, and come back, and Joe stayed with the little kids at home while I took Festus to the country fair. And Joe said, what happened to
The pastries
The
that I was so looking
pastries.
forward to eating.
And I said, well, he didn't have any food for his display, and so we took those, and I thought because it had Arabic on it that it would look. And he said, the Arabic that they speak in Egypt is not the same as in Iraq. It's like
Really?
that would be like if you took,
Yeah.
pastries from
Let's take some
Spain
French pastries to a
and-
Mexico
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Oh my God, they didn't know. Nobody knew. It's Arabic. They don't know what.
Did they not know?
Nobody said anything.
Nobody
Of course
said
they
it.
didn't
No.
know. Yeah.
Was he angry at you? Did he get angry?
A little bit. It's like
Dr.
my
Sam
mother-
wants to talk about anger today.
It's like my mother brought these all the way back from Egypt for
me.
For me.
Did people eat them at the
They
fair?
did. They were gone.
Were they delicious?
They were really good. 'Cause
You
they-
don't know. You didn't try them.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Before anybody else touched them, because then they've got germs on them. So I unwrapped them and tried one.
You have problems with germs?
Yeah.
Oh, like my friend Lindsay. That would be good for you next time we're on. We'll talk about germs.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she's...
know. Do you wear slippers at home? Or
Yes.
will your feet touch the carpet?
No.
She
Oh.
won't walk
Oh.
She won't walk barefoot in a hotel room.
Really?
No.
No. How? And if you're out and about and you need to go to the toilet,
I try to wait.
difficult till you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult.
Unbelievable.
And she's one of these people who opens the door to the bathroom with her elbow.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Flush with
The
your
whole
foot.
thing.
I'm no fool.
Do you use a straw when you're
Sure.
drinking at a restaurant?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's bad.
James.
We're gonna have to have a show on obsessive
no.
Let's do
compulsive
it.
That's
disorder.
not
I think.
obsessive compulsive. It's
Ah,
being
he's-
cautious.
It's
That's
Dr.
different.
Sam. You
Cautious.
Yeah.
You can argue with Dr. Sam.
Cautious.
I don't think you're going to argue with Dr. Sam. All right, 7:03. We got round one of your boners coming up.
So I had a girls' weekend in St. George.
A girls' weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Were there only girls there?
Well, my brother-in-law came. See,
Hey.
originally all the brothers-in-law were supposed to come, and then let's see, my sister Kelly, her daughter tore her ACL skiing, so they stayed home. My two kids had injuries, so Joe stayed home with them. It's supposed to be a big family trip to St. George that was whittled down because of various kiddo injuries.
So the husbands were saying, "Thank God the kids are injured."
No, they were bummed they couldn't come down.
I'm sure they were.
Because it was two of my sisters have birthdays a day apart. So Mikkel and Carrie both had birthdays. So it was birthday celebration.
they're
and-
twins?
no, they're many years apart.
Oh.
Birthdays close together. And my uncle, Tom Russell, had a concert in St. George. So we thought we'll make a weekend out of it. He actually had two. He had one in Springdale and one in St. George. And some part of the group went to both concerts.
Jasky Murray played in Springdale?
I didn't. I don't know.
Just curious.
I don't know where.
Text him.
Uncle Tom. But so he's a cowboy poet and singer, and it's interesting to go to his concerts because he has rabid fans that yell out do
Freebird.
Yeah, he's got his Freebird stuff, and they're requesting songs, and and he
sign my breast.
Oh well, so he has these two stalker fans. They're German sisters.
No, that sounds dangerous right away.
They come from Germany?
They come from Germany, and they follow him around the United States. They go to every concert.
Yeah, we love the cowboy poetry.
Every concert.
Germans are particularly, there are a lot of Germans into the Old West of America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, just like our Old West people are into World War II.
But they panhandle their way across America. Like wherever he performs, they'll sleep out in front of it.
They're Russell heads.
Yeah, they backpack around, and they're creepy. Mm-hmm. And we pulled up to the Cayente Arts Center is where he was playing in St. George.
Oh, I love that place.
And sure enough, they often don't buy tickets. They finagle their way in somehow because the show was sold out. And we saw them hovering around the ticket booth. If people don't pick up their tickets or something, and sure enough, they made their way creepy. Mm-hmm. And they film the whole thing, and then they always he always takes pictures and signs things after. And every show
they are Russell heads.
Yeah.
Please, I prefer the term Tommy knockers.
They're scary.
They are Russells.
But he put on this show down there, and so he has these rabid fans, and then you can also tell there's people that just buy season tickets to this place. Mm-hmm. And they
don't know.
And they're Mormon retirees. and he was swearing a little bit and talking about drinking and stuff, and you could tell that it just did not play very well.
Harumph.
And he performed with this guy, and I was wondering if either of you have ever heard of him. His name's Hal Cannon.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's a Western folklorist.
He's the father
of cowboy poetry.
Poetry.
I've interviewed Hal on several occasions.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
So he performed with Hal. Hal lives in St. George. Hal's the one that brought Uncle Tom to perform there.
Hal is he's the cowboy poet. He's the guy who he brought it back from obscurity.
Mm-hmm. And he puts on the Cowboy Poetry Festival in Elko every year, and so Uncle Tom stayed at his house down there, and then they performed together.
Hal Cannon is the guy responsible for Conway Skinner, the cowboy poet we used to have here on our show years ago.
I was hoping we could dig up a little.
Hal Cannon rescued Conway Skinner from obscurity. Hal and Conway go way, way back.
Well, as I recall, as the legend happened, is that Conway Skinner had fallen down a well.
He did.
And Hal rescued him.
He did. Well, he did.
But then Conway fell down a well again and died. It was some years later.
The poor sorry-ass son of a bitch. Is that
the well was a metaphor. He had fallen down the well of drunkenness and obscurity.
But then when Conway died, he fell down an actual well.
He did. His horse
was not a metaphorical well.
His horse. He was trying to lead his horse to the water, but he couldn't make the horse drink, and he was leaning over the well and fell into it.
Richie, can you see if you can find any Conway Skinner in the best? It's been a while.
If you'd let me know, I would have dug some up. But we're in the commercial break before we decide to talk about this, and Gina goes, "You got any?" And I'm like, it's under my desk.
The last time I talked to Hal Cannon, he said that his one regret in life was actually digging up Conway Skinner, and finally he said, I'm glad that I started the renaissance of cowboy poetry, but finding Conway Skinner was the worst thing I ever did.
Should have never done that.
He said, that poor sorry ass son of a bitch.
Yep.
He didn't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of.
And Conway went, oh, I think I can use that.
Stole it.
There we go.
So it was a weekend of girl time and cowboy poetry. And would somebody please get a restaurant in St. George?
Get a restaurant?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
just
The Painted Pony isn't.
the Painted Pony's there, but other than that, there's no restaurant.
It's all like chains and
yeah.
stuff?
They got an Arby's.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's what the Mormon retirees want.
Yes.
They want all that stuff.
Ever since the Kenny Rogers Roasters went away, there's nothing.
Well, and Uncle
Except
Tom said, after the show, why don't we all go out for a drink? After the
Hilarious.
You have to go back to Springdale.
Yeah, there's no place to do. Even the hotels don't have like a. You got to go
Not
to
even a little bar in the
No.
hotels?
Not really.
Oh,
Nothing much.
come on, St. George.
How about let's
Kind
see.
of glad our show isn't broadcast down there anymore.
So,
It was for 3 whole months,
but we couldn't talk about it.
but we couldn't talk about it. You know why? Because we didn't know.
There are probably places you just got to be in the know as to where to go.
Our friend Maddie would know. Because he
lived down
used
there.
to live there, and he's moved up here now.
I should have checked with him before we went down.
Yeah, you should have
Where can
called
we get a
him.
drink at 9:00 at night in
Well,
St. George?
In your room when you you have
Yeah.
to take
Exactly.
it with you. You have to take your own bar
Yeah.
with you.
And hopefully you went to the liquor store before they closed.
Yeah, well, Mary Claire. So they have the house. They have the Snowbird house down
that's
there
right,
now.
that's
so,
right.
So she had some libations there.
Well, good.
So
Check out Chief Alfredo's in
Probably.
St. George? Or is it
Chef? It's probably Chef.
They said
Chef.
Chief here is what it says, but George's Corner in St. George.
Okay. See, I should have asked before we went.
George's Corner.
so-
That doesn't sound like fine dining, though.
Sparky the Dinosaur says the Rib and Chop House is
I
phenomenal.
didn't know there was a rib and chop house.
That's perfect for
Oh,
you.
okay. Next time we go, I'm going to get your St. George restaurant
Yeah.
recommendations.
All right.
Somebody else says George's.
Okay. All right.
But okay, that's restaurants, but we still need bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't get a drink in this town? Don't go outside if you're at Alta or Snowbird. Stay inside or you will be arrested. The Interlodge is in effect at both places. Crash has closed the ramp from I-15 southbound to Legacy Parkway. You have to get on Legacy in Centerville or Bountiful. There's a major accident there. Crash westbound I-80, the on-ramp on 23rd East. Crash, southbound I-15, 146 South. Crash northbound I-15, actually all the way from Point of the Mountain up through Draper and Sandy. I've got 0 to 30 miles an hour there. Roads, because the snow is sort of tapering off, you might think they're not bad. They are icy. So off-ramps, on-ramps, bridges, overpasses. Please give yourself some space between you and the car in front of you. That's traffic.
All right, here are your boner candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I didn't have a good screen. I had to improvise. Boner candidate number 2. Sir, maybe you did shoot him, but we can't arrest you without a valid ID. And boner candidate number 3. The Polar Vortex Boiling Water Challenge sounds perfectly safe.
Here's a text that says, as of 2017, there is a beer bar. The only mixed drink in town is Applebee's. Applebee's is apparently the only place you can get a mixed drink in St. George. Oh, that's terrible. That's criminal.
That's unbelievable.
Because I've had so many people say, I'll tell you where the closest bar is in St. George. Mesquite! You have to drive to Mesquite!
That's
For
unbelievable.
as much as St. George has grown, it's surprising that they're...
That's a crime.
That's amazing.
All right. We do have round one of your boners coming up. Big boy news, all that on the way. UtahAdvocates.com.
Yeah, that's where you want to go if you've been hurt in an accident and you're bewildered because of the insurance claim.
Just don't talk to them. Just hand it over to the advocates. Let them talk.
You know that you're getting the runaround. You're getting the bum's rush, as they say. Well, you won't with the advocates. Call them 801-355-5550 any time of the day or night. and talk to them and see if you have a case. And if you do, they will take your case. They're not going to charge you any money, the advocates won't, unless they get you a settlement. They take your case, they get you a settlement, and then that's when they take a percentage of the settlement. So, look, they will help you. If they think they can help you, they will. So call them, 801-355-5550. And again, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no harm in calling. Just check it out and see. And their website, too, utahadvocates.com. There's a chat feature there. There's always an attorney on call. It's a small firm. They take a personal interest in you. utahadvocates.com.
And now, here's another unromantic moment in Valentine's history.
Terry?
Yeah.
It's Bill. I don't think I can make it into work this morning.
Bill, it's 2 a.m. What the hell's the problem? Wait a minute. You're not staying up all night watching Mary Tyler Moore on Nick at Night again, are you?
Yeah. Mare has such a great job. She works with such fun people. I just can't make it in to do the show today unless...
Unless what?
Well, if you call me right back, I could probably make it in.
Fine. I'll call you right back.
Hello.
Mary, this Lou Grant.
Oh, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know what time it is, Mary. I looked at the clock the minute I ran out of scotch. Mary, I need you to do something for me for this morning's production meeting.
Really, Mr. Grant? Anything.
I need you to come in early and make coffee for the TV station brass.
Coffee, Mr. Grant.
And I need you to sharpen up a bunch of pencils, too.
Mr. Grant,
And I want you to present your idea for that WJM News Magazine show that you want to do.
I on Minneapolis? Really, Mr. Grant?
Really, Mary? And I'm going to tell the station owner that Mary Richards is the best associate news producer I've ever worked with.
Oh, Mr. Grant.
So I'll see you at the station bright and early, Mary?
Yes.
Good night, Mary.
Goodbye, Mr. Grant.
Who was that, Bill?
There is no Bill. There's only Mary. I'm sorry I woke you, Ted.
Oh, God. That's all right, Mary. Say, Mare, I was thinking about that Eye on Minneapolis show that I'm going to anchor. Why couldn't we call it Ted Baxter's Eye on Minneapolis?
Ted, I don't think Mr. Grant would approve that.
I'll just beg him until he gives in. I'll just go, oh, come on, Lou. Please, please, Lou. Please.
All right, 721. Time now for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's not boner of the day yet. Not like the old days when it won here. Just, magically it was suddenly boner of the day and got all the accolades.
It's got to work harder now.
You got to earn it. Got to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, 3 more candidates at 8:20. We'll take the winner of each round and we'll throw them into boner fight at 9:20, and that's when you decide boner of the day. So, 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, I didn't have a good screen. I had to improvise. Well, porn night was cut short for Mr. Antonio Smallwood. He's a man in Virginia. He was busted by the cops after projecting his porn onto the exterior of his garage door.
The exterior. He's outside.
He's outside.
Well, it's a nice breeze out there.
Nice, Mr. Small's one-man drive-in theater was shut down when neighbors, he dragged his sofa out there,
having a beer,
had some snacks.
That
the
sounds
neighbors,
like he's trying to upset the neighbors on purpose.
He invited them.
Y'all come
on over. When police responded to a complaint, now the police came and they offered him the opportunity to shut it down and go inside, and Mr. Smallwood refused. No, I don't have a screen inside.
Well, you can understand.
Yeah. He said no, I don't have a screen. This is the best place to show it. I'm sorry, Mr. Smallwood, you're under arrest. And they punched his ticket and took him downtown. Boner candidate number 1. It's boner candidate number 2. Sir, maybe you did shoot him, but we cannot arrest you without a valid ID. This is kind of baffling. A Louisiana man found out that turning himself in on second-degree murder charges in New Orleans was not as easy as he thought it was going to be. Frank Sams Jr. spent nearly an hour on Wednesday pleading with the police to arrest him before they actually did it.
What do I have to do to get arrested in this town?
The 25-year-old hoped to start the process of fighting the murder charge, but lawyer Kelly Orion said deputies refused to process Mr. Sams because he didn't have a state ID on him. The impasse ended after Mr. Orions produced a copy of a news article that featured his picture and noted that he was wanted for second-degree murder in connection with the fatal shooting of a gas station clerk in September. Orion said the whole situation was nothing short of bizarre. Mr. Sams is being held on a $500,000 bail. Orions accompanied Mr. Sams to jail, but said that the Orleans Public Defender's Office will handle his murder case. Orions, the attorney, could only laugh at the situation, despite her concern for Mr. Sams and the shooting victim's family. This is all serious to us, and yet we walked into an agency tasked with protecting our community, and it was like it was a joke, she said. The Sheriff's Office General Counsel says it's unusual for someone to surrender directly to the jail on a murder warrant rather than through homicide detectives. However, our policy does not require any identification for booking. We're investigating the claims based on the information provided by the advocate. Police allege that Sams and Farnell Jackson Jr. were caught on video robbing the Fuel Express Mart, and the clerk there was fatally shot. Mr. Jackson has already in custody. He and Mr. Sams face life imprisonment. Frank did the right thing. He was wanted by law enforcement in connection with this murder. He went to turn himself in, and the police said, well, we need to see your ID to make sure it's really you.
It's so weird.
Boner candidate number 2. Finally, he convinced them. Jeez. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. The Polar Vortex Boiling Water Challenge sounds perfectly safe.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by...
Since 2010, Utah has added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. There are more households than available housing units, and prices are skyrocketing. Visit UtahHousingGap.com to join the conversation and be part of the solution.
Well, guess who was spotted at Jennifer Aniston's 50th birthday party? No, it wasn't me.
All the friends.
You tried. All the friends?
All the friends.
No.
Chandler and Joey and Phoebe.
No.
And...
I said no to all the friends. It doesn't.
Who?
What are you, dumb? You need to name them. No.
Gunther. Was Gunther there?
No one from Friends, Gina.
Gunther?
The coffee shop guy.
Oh, okay. What was the monkey's name?
Marcel.
Was it Marcel?
No. I said no one for Friends. You dumb too?
Oh, okay.
It was...
Who?
No one from Office Space either.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
It was Brad Pitt.
Really?
Who?
Brad Pitt.
Brill Pim.
Brill Pim was there? Wow. Okay.
Brill Pim.
Well, I like it when exes get along. That's nice.
Jen arrived. The party was at the Sunset Tower Hotel. Jen arrived alone, but was excited to get inside. Brad also arrived alone in a baseball cap. He should have taken a car.
That's his clever disguise.
No one will ever
baseball cap.
Suspect.
Yeah.
Ducked inside with his longtime security detail by his side. In addition to Pitt, a slew of Aniston's famous friends. Oh, well, the friends were there.
The friends were there?
See, you didn't read far enough.
It says famous friends including Kate Hudson, Jason Bateman, and Reese Witherspoon, who appeared to take a tumble on the stairs.
Oh, no.
Drunk. Yeah, so there you go. That's nice. I'm glad.
And she's 50, you say?
Yeah, and Brill Pim is 55.
Oh.
Well, I do. I like it when exes get along.
Well, maybe they'll get back together. You know, she can't.
That would be nice.
Yeah, they're both single.
Isn't he dating someone?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Jackie Biskupski has announced that she will seek a second term as mayor of Salt Lake. She wants to continue momentum on issues like affordable housing, the environment, and transit. Today we are a stronger city, one that is taking on the toughest issues, she said. She was flanked by prominent Democrats, law enforcement leaders, and others as she formally announced her re-election bid. She is the city's first openly gay mayor. She listened rather carefully to concerns that she heard the last time she was running for office. My team and I have never lost sight of what the residents care about the most, she said. The former state lawmaker wiped tears from her eyes after thanking her family for their support and at times drew cheers from supporters wearing green T-shirts and carrying signs with her name. It'll be a tough re-election fight for Jackie. Utah lawmakers are again on Capitol Hill pushing a bill now in direct response to a scathing state audit that found that a former Unified Fire Authority boss spent tens of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money to buy Apple products and expensive cameras for his own use.
Oh.
The bill comes at the request of State Auditor John Dougal and Utah prosecutors who declined to file criminal charges last year after concluding a loophole in Utah's public corruption statutes would make prosecution impossible. At the time, prosecutors also cited an absence of accountability since the purchases and other issues were all ultimately approved through a loose management structure. In front of a panel of 3 House lawmakers last week, sponsor Craig Hall didn't identify former Utah Fire Authority Deputy Chief Gaylord Scott by name, but mentioned the audit and read off a list of Apple products that auditors found that Mr. Scott had purchased with taxpayer money and yet used almost exclusively for personal use. 2 iMacs, iPads, Nikon cameras, several lenses, an Apple Watch, iPhones, MacBooks, GoPros. All of those things were purchased, and apparently he could get away with it under the current structure.
Well, let's change that.
Well, that's what they're doing. Gayle King called out Governor. This Northrop, governor of Virginia.
The soon to be former.
I don't know. He keeps saying he's not going to step down, and there's nobody who can really make him do that.
Can't they impeach him?
They can impeach him.
That's very difficult.
And there's talk about that today.
That's pretty hard to do. He dug himself into a deeper hole Sunday when, in the midst of a crippling blackface scandal, he caused even more problems for himself when he was doing an interview with Gayle King. And he said, "I'm not going anywhere." But then he put his foot in his mouth again while trying to talk about Virginia's terrible history of slavery. He said, I need to stay here. Virginia needs a strong leader. We're now at the 400-year anniversary, just 90 miles from here in 1619. The first indentured servants from Africa landed on our shores in Old Port Comfort. And Gayle King said, also known as slavery.
Yeah, indentured servants.
Yes, Northam said. Their indentured servitude was a different thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't slavery. So he just, I don't know.
He's got to step down.
He's got a blind spot. But if he wants to hang on and not step down, the only way to get him out of there is impeachment, and that's pretty tough. Donald Trump claims that he works more hours than any president ever.
Everything he does is more than any president ever.
He defended his use of executive time to watch television, read newspapers, and call people up on the phone and tweet.
That's work.
Claiming he probably works more than any of his predecessors in the White House. The media was able to get a hold of my work schedule, something very easy to do, but it should have been reported as positive, not negative. When the term executive time is used, I'm generally working, not relaxing. In fact, I probably work more hours than almost any past president. The White House is very, very upset about this leaking, and they're trying to find out who did it. And it's someone who it's probably the same person who keeps leaking his schedule and aspects of his schedule to the media.
I'm president, and you're not.
President Trump had his annual medical exam on Friday, a year after his doctor advised him to up the exercise and cut calories. He's apparently done none of that.
Up from zero, the exercise?
Yes. Trump spent more than 4 hours at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center for a checkup by Dr. Sean P. Connolly. I'm happy to announce the President of the United States is in very good physical health. I anticipate he'll remain so for the duration of his presidency.
How can you say
Connolly.
that?
Well, I don't know.
What? That's irresponsible. I mean, it's one thing for him to say he's in good health now, but just to say...
Now, the chat room has a point. He has done one thing more than any other president, and that is committed more crimes. So...
Last year, Trump clocked in at 6'3", 239 pounds with a body mass index of 29.9, putting him as overweight for his height.
And I think 239 is being generous.
His doctor said that the president was in excellent health, but would do well to drop 10 to 15 pounds and shift to a low-fat, low-carb diet and take up more defined exercise routines. One of the biggest questions was how well Trump had heeded that advice. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, but he's not a big fan of the gym. His primary exercise is golf, and he uses a golf cart most of the time. But he says he gets plenty of exercise walking around the White House.
During executive time.
Yeah.
There's pacing. Executive time involves pacing.
A lot of pacing, a lot of walking up to desks.
And then
standing,
away from the desks.
And then I walk this way. And
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because we won. It doesn't matter. Well, we won.
Yeah, he...
Who cares? Mr. President, you said you
Who cares?
$1 million to charity.
I didn't say that. You better read it again.
So I heard the numbers for the calcium. I think it's calcium buildup in his blood, and it's indicative of heart disease. Plummeting numbers of insects in the world, Gina.
You're gonna think I'm gonna say that's a good thing, but I know that it's not.
It's not a good thing.
Other things eat those things.
The rate of insect extinction is 8 times faster than that of mammals, birds, and reptiles.
Ooh.
The world's insects are hurtling down the path to extinction, threatening catastrophic collapse of nature's ecosystems. More than 40% of insect species are declining, and a third are endangered, a new analysis has found. And this is pretty bizarre, too. The North Magnetic Pole is moving eastward at an accelerating pace.
What does that mean?
They're not sure.
I do know that all those Boy Scouts are going to get lost in the woods now.
It's hard to see headlines proclaiming that the North Magnetic Pole is speeding toward Russia and not feel a pang of anxiety. The magnetic pole is a spot on the compass point, is where the compass points to north. It is distinct from the geographic North Pole, which is where all the lines of longitude meet at the top of the world. But the magnetic pole, they've always been on the move and have even swapped places over the eons. But the reason is but it's moving fast right now, and nobody is sure why.
All right.
Science is baffled.
Weather, traffic?
So we still have some snow in places this morning, although that will taper off, but it's caused trouble. The snow's caused trouble, and the ice has caused even more trouble. I'm looking at the UDOT cameras. I've got red lines from Point of the Mountain all the way up almost into downtown Salt Lake on I-15, and trouble going southbound as well. Ice is under that snow on the freeways, overpasses, bridges, on and off ramps. There's too many accidents to mention. Give yourself some extra time and some extra space between you and the car in front of you. Make sure you clear all of your windows off.
And the roof.
And the roof and your headlights. Like Carrie says, being short is no excuse.
Get a push broom.
Get a broom and get it off of there. That's traffic. Hail has frozen over, so Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a free HVAC second opinion. Call 801-264-HALE. That's HALE to schedule your appointment today.
Here's boner candidate number 3. The Polar Vortex Boiling Water Challenge sounds perfectly safe. Yes, the Polar Vortex. It has inspired the Boiling Water Challenge, and it turned out to be the polar opposite of fun for some people. At least 8 people in Illinois ended up in the hospital after their attempt at performing the Boiling Water Challenge in the frigid weather last week. The Chicago Sun-Times reported that the stunt requires participants to fill a pot or other container with boiling water and then toss the liquid into the air in sub-zero temperatures. The challenge is supposed to end with the liquid immediately dispersing into a cloud of frozen vapor. We strongly warn people not to perform the Boiling Water Challenge, Loyola burn surgeon Dr. Arthur Sanford told the Chicago Sun-Times, because there's no safe way to do it. A Maywood Hospital spokesman said Wednesday that 8 people between the ages of 3 and 53 were admitted to the burn center at Loyola University Medical Center. The Boiling Water Challenge became a viral sensation among stupid Midwesterners last week when the temperature dropped to a low of minus 23 in Chicago. Wind chills reportedly made it feel like minus 50 or colder. There were several stunning images emerging on social media showing people attempting the challenge. And an Indiana photographer got hundreds of likes after sharing one epic photo on Instagram because it did work sometimes with a cloud of vapor that formed at minus 20 degrees. And it did look spectacular, as you can see if you go to x96.com/live.
Yeah, it looks cool, but
a lot of times that just came back on you as hot water vapor and burned you severely. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
There's boner candidate number 1. Well, I didn't have a good screen inside. I had to improvise. A Virginia man arrested for screening pornography movies on his garage door. Boner candidate number 2. Sir, maybe you did shoot him, but we can't arrest you without a valid ID. police would not arrest a wanted man because he didn't have a valid ID with a picture on it. And boner candidate number 3, the Volar Portex Boiling Water Challenge, certainly sounds perfectly safe.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that chance to become boner of the day? Yeah, if it wins here, it's not boner of the day yet. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We will do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates, 3 different ones. We'll take the winner of each round and throw it into boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you will decide boner of the day. All right, so 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you think should win round 1 right now? Pick your candidate, put that number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text, then text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting February 11 and vote there. Only 4.5 minutes to do it. Let's go. This is round 1, Boner Vote.
Start your workday at 10.
I was reading one of those woman magazines.
Your women magazines?
Like your
Ms., your Red Book?
No.
Ladies' Home Journal?
No, like Glamour or Allure or one of those.
Mary Claire?
And not tongue-in-cheek. Because a lot of times they have, helpful tips in there on how to, host a cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
They had an article about tips on using weed at parties.
Using weed at parties.
Is it like etiquette? This is weed etiquette.
Yeah.
Like, is it proper etiquette to bring weed as a hostess gift?
Depends on whose party
Depends
you're
on
going
Yeah,
to.
But I mean, this is an art.
Mhm.
They wrote it just like,
Yeah.
do you bring a bottle of wine to your hostess gift? If you bring weed, how do you go about? Do you smoke it inside? Do you go out on the porch? Do you offer some to other? If somebody else has brought it, what's the proper way to ask?
Are these articles written for people who have no common sense?
Yeah.
The point is that the point is exactly what the point that Drop's making is.
Is that back in the 50s, it was, you'll
you'll
go
like,
on a killing spree, and now it's don't smoke in the park.
Or don't smoke in the house, take it outside. And this is alongside pictures of women in black cocktail dress. They're not hippies with dreadlocks. It's your typical cocktail party.
Which is ridiculous.
You don't think people in black evening gowns are smoking?
No, I resent the fact that the middle class and the upper class has co-opted marijuana. It should be just the hippies, the patchouli oil wearing, dreadlock hippies, the tie-dye crowd.
It was just interesting that it was just presented in a.
But the way you describe the article too, it's just I'm still fixated on the fact that it's apparently written for morons.
Well,
it's just like what?
But the type of people that read those kind of magazines
are morons.
Maybe haven't encountered that before. I don't know.
Have not encountered common sense.
Well, the point is, the word I will take from you is common. It is now common. That's why it's appearing in magazines.
No, I see. I get that. That's an interesting part of it. But if it were about booze, it would also be for idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It's an article for an idiot.
God, they're not. Why does this make you? I just thought it was interesting. It wasn't, the New Yorker. It's a dumb woman's magazine.
Yeah, I know. It's I
get makeup tips out of it. That's what I'm going to that magazine for, not an in-depth article on pot etiquette.
It's 7:48. Time now for the winner of round one's boner voting.
And that's brought to you in part by Artichokes.
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 And Excel Automotive Repair, radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1 was, I didn't have a good screen, so I had to improvise. This was a Virginia man who was arrested for screening pornographic movies on his garage door, outside, in the driveway. The neighbors could see.
For everyone to enjoy.
I invited them over. Boner candidate number 2. Sir, maybe you did shoot him, but we can't arrest you without a valid picture ID. This is, I don't get it. Man wanted on a second-degree murder charge. He spent nearly an hour pleading with the New Orleans police to arrest him before they actually did, because he didn't have an ID to prove to them that he was the man that they wanted. And boner candidate number 3, the Polar Vortex Challenge, boiling water challenge. It sounds perfectly safe, doesn't it?
No.
No, it doesn't.
These are 3 good candidates. I mean,
the voting was pretty even.
Yeah, I would think.
Patrick Driscoll won a boner T-shirt. I don't know. Well, see, I would have gone with number 2.
I would have went with number 1.
I like number 1.
Well, you guys were right.
Ah.
Number 1 was the winner.
Well, there you go. That's the winner of round 1. It's not boner of the day yet. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we will do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Then we'll take the winner of each round and put them both into boner fight at 9:20. And that is when you will decide boner of the day. So get comfortable.
I have here 3, count them, 3 emails of interest.
3?
Yes.
How can they all be interesting?
Well, one is of minor interest.
One is of minor interest?
Yeah, it's a question for you.
Emails of interest.
So this one we'll just dispatch with quickly, I hope. It's a question for you, Carrie. I want to know if Carrie could answer these. It says Scottican. is Gossamer ever called by that in a show? I've always thought that his name was Rula. So this is the monster in Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, the big orange monster
furry
with white tennis shoes.
I've always thought that his name was Rula, being called by the mad scientist, and I don't remember this. Rula, catch me that rabbit, and I'll make you a spider goulash. I don't know.
I don't know if he's ever been referred to as Gossamer. He must have been at least once.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would think, but I don't know.
Okay.
He's a great character, though.
And then this question quickly, what is the tar toast drop from?
Tar Toast.
Tar Toast. That is a sketch group called The Whitest Kids You Know. And if you just go to YouTube and look up Tar Toast, Whitest Kids, it'll come up.
Okay. I hope he was listening.
All right, there you go.
Now these are kind of related questions. This one just came in today. I've been a listener since '94. I first learned about KJQ in '91, and I tuned in sporadically. We've chatted a few times during Ryan Stout's write-in campaign at the U. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
When we
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We rigged an election.
Yeah. We got in
no other
trouble.
way to put it.
We did get in trouble.
We got in trouble for trying to rig an election for University of Utah president. And when the Olympic mascot was unveiled at the Triad Center, also the Radio from Hell Wikipedia page appears to have been mostly written in 2006.
Right.
It was last updated in 2010.
I never look at it.
Well, no, I haven't looked at it either.
People have lost interest in it. Apparently.
Maybe Liza Nell needs to get in there and clean it up for us.
I've been thinking of adding more detail to the past and present regulars. It raises the question, whatever happened to your son Kyle? Kyle's moved on to do other stuff, and he's still around. We see him occasionally.
Yep.
Here's a tidbit. It says that your 5,000th show aired in August of 2008. If that's accurate, then the 7,500th show would have been roughly May of 2018.
Why didn't we do anything for that?
Was there any recognition for that, he wondered? No.
No, 7,500 is kind of an odd number.
Yeah. 7,500 was, no. There has been absolutely no recognition for the Radio from Hell show since then. And that leads us to this. Hello, I was curious. I've been a friend of the program for 26 years.
Holy cow.
And I was wondering if there's some kind of an award of merit for Bill and Carrie achieving the longest radio duo in Utah. You should win the coolest duo and show ever in Utah, in my opinion. Have a good weekend. Longtime friend of the program, Ryan Moore.
Thanks, Ryan.
Is there any kind of award of merit for achieving the longest radio duo?
Longest?
For just sticking it out. Just slogging along.
Well, we'd have to ask the Utah Alliance of Broadcasters, I suppose. Because they've got a museum up at the U, I hear.
Yeah.
Or it's a hallway.
Ryan, we've been at this, and then Gina has been at it with us for 30 some odd years. And no, there is no award. There will be no recognition.
Nope.
There will be no remembrance.
We'll never get a dinner.
It's
now the longest running radio program with the same host. So just one host. 70 years.
Oh my God.
In the country?
291 days was achieved by Oscar Brand in Canada, the Folk Song Festival show.
Oh, you're a grand old Canada. We love you.
70 years.
We're the happy wanderers.
And he didn't get a dinner. So
No.
Yeah.
No. It's the kind of a business where you just almost always end in obscurity for some reason.
you usually don't go out in a blaze of glory.
I don't know.
Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but once this goes dark, which could be any day now.
What will happen is just one day we won't be here.
Yeah.
It'll just
That is what will happen.
It'll be it.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
We won't see it coming.
Usually in radio, they don't let you do a goodbye show. Usually.
We'll get off the air on a Friday, and we'll walk back to our desk, and our boss will say, "Could you guys come in here for a minute?"
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go in his office, and then we'll come out, and we'll leave, and that will be it.
And then a few months later, we'll appear somewhere else.
Maybe.
I guarantee it.
I mean, it just...
We got our listeners they know their Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
In regards to Gossamer, this is a text. The episode in question, he was called Rudolph.
Not Rula.
Not Rula, Rudolph, as in the reindeer. But then Chuck Jones changed his name to Gossamer in a future episode. I know I cosplayed as Gossamer at Comic-Con in 2017. The monster next appears... This is Jerem. The monster next appears in Duck Dodgers and the Return of the 24th and a Half Century in 1980. This is the first cartoon where the character is called Gossamer and is so named by Marvin the Martian. Chuck Jones gave the monster this name because he is the opposite looking of Gossamer. He's a big hairy thing.
Yeah, he's not like Gossamer Webbs.
It's like a Chihuahua being named,
Bulldog.
Yeah, or something like that.
So there you go.
All right.
So there are too many accidents to name. However, I will tell you about southbound I-15 near 21st South where a car hit the left barrier and they actually had to close down the freeway there in order to move it off. That means major slowage through that area. Let's see. Mountain View corridor's in rough shape this morning. Barely one lane visible heading south. Northbound traffic mostly stopped in Harriman. Even in places where it's been...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Where it's been plowed, there are icy conditions. From Point of the Mountain all the way into downtown Salt Lake. Both directions, actually, I've got 0 to 30 miles an hour people are averaging. So give yourself some extra time and some extra space between the car in front of you and yourself. That's traffic.
All right. Write-in candidate Ryan Stout says hi from Tokerville.
Oh. Hello, President.
He's listening.
In Tokerville.
All right. We have round 2 of your boner voting coming up. Stand by for that. Bill Frost talking TV right after this, though. Stand by for all of that. So, all right. Sherry's Berries. You got to go to berries.com, BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone and enter the code X96 and order today because, well, Valentine's Day is Thursday. I like to use the Sherry's Berries website throughout the year because they have all kinds of wonderful taste treats on there. Because, you can send those to people for their birthday or, whatever occasion. Hey, happy 7,500 episodes of your radio show, perhaps, would be a nice thing. You could send something. Yeah. But, of course, Sherry's Berries, known far and wide for their big signature strawberries dipped in milk, dark, or white chocolatey goodness. You're going to love these. They are delicious, topped with decadent toppings like chocolate chips, heart and glitter sprinkles. Always fresh, always tasty, always worth the wait. And they arrive fresh with the 100% Sherry's Berries guarantee. They ship anywhere nationally. And there's still time. Valentine's Day is just days away, but there's still times. You can send them the Valentine's gift of their dreams at the price of your dreams, starting at just $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Plus, if you order now and make this Valentine's really special by adding a dozen red roses for just $19.99 more, shipped in the same box with your Sherry's Berries at no extra charge. So go to berries.com, click on the microphone, enter the code X96 at checkout. That's BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone, enter the code X96. Order today.
Utah is arguably the most...
Your trainer isn't coming in today, is he?
Yeah. Gina.
Yeah.
Zach.
I guess.
Oh, because I'm worried.
Why?
I lost his pen. I lost the pen.
You
he
had
gave
it
me.
yesterday.
Already.
Yes.
You
and I lost it between. See, you see what I mean?
You just had it.
I said I
yesterday.
lost his pen, and did you hear the
It was right
the
there.
note? Did you hear the note of attack in her voice? Well, you had it yesterday.
I saw you with it. We talked about your pen yesterday.
And I lost it after that.
So it was in here, and then where did you go?
Let's retrace your steps, Bill.
Let's not.
What'd you do right after the show yesterday?
I know the last time I saw my pen.
Where was it?
At the when I was at the grocery store.
I thought
what?
I thought it was a work pen. You take it from
A
here
work
to your
pen?
desk.
What's a work pen?
I don't
Pen
know.
you leave at work.
With your work papers.
I'm just nervous.
Carry your same pen around with you all day. You got a pen in your
I
car.
carry
you
it
got a
right here,
pen.
and it's gone.
Work pen?
But I'm just.
So you always have a pen at work.
Gina, what would you
take it
possibly
home.
do with a work pen?
No.
Why do you don't need a pen at work? You don't need a pen at work. It's a pen she's had since she was a child. It's never run out of ink.
So
You have pens at home. You have a pen in your car. You have a pen at work. You don't carry the same pen everywhere.
I like that pen.
yeah.
Not enough to keep track of it.
Now, what happens if you take your pen from work home? Does it become a home pen, or is it still designated work pen and you better get it back?
No, because that's traveling twice. It might not
What?
make it back. That's a home pen now.
It's
You
a
gotta
home
get
pen
new pen
now.
at work.
How you doing, home pen? How you doing, home pen?
I'd like to use this pen. Unfortunately, it's my home pen.
Ed Brass
my
is
home pen.
Ed Brass
Hold on,
is,
let me give you the number. Oh, I only have my home pen here.
Ed Brass has a theory as to where your pen is. He says that it's probably sticking out of the guy's eye socket from the Zappa concert last night.
Yeah. Could be. Well, I just don't want Zach to find out that I lost the pen he gave me.
Well, he knows now.
He's a pen lover like you are.
Yeah.
Pen lover?
Yo,
We have laws against that
yo,
kind of
pen
thing.
lover.
Watch it. This sponsored, Gina?
Yes, if you're in an accident, the first thing you should do is contact the advocates. Remember, they don't get paid until you do. Go to utahodvocates.com for more information. You deserve an advocate.
Well, here he is, Mr. Bill Frost. He's here to talk about what's on your TV. Well, what should be on your TV, or maybe what shouldn't be on your TV.
A little both.
He writes for Slug Magazine. He's a musician. He does a podcast called TV 10, and you can find all of that at billfrost.com. SlugFest.tv.
Yeah.
So what's the Slug thing about?
This week, it came out last week, actually. It's about, you know how there's this kind of semi-annual tradition of Dryuary, like no drink in January. Carrie's looking like, what's that mean?
Yeah. What is this?
I guess.
A lot of people do it where they say,
you did it last year, Bill.
Did I?
Yes. Don't you remember this discussion where you're like, I'm going to try to not drink in January, and then at some point you said wine doesn't count? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so Bill.
Well, wine isn't drinking. That's just wine.
Yeah. So I wrote this thing as like, you should do it in February.
Okay.
February because, it's shorter. And,
right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I came up with 8 shows that reflected the sober lifestyle. Shows like Flaked on Netflix or Mom on CBS, or there's a show called Louder Milk on DirecTV with Ron Livingston. It's
there are shows about people who are sober.
Yeah, or trying to get sober.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And tonight, anyway, Dylan's not around, is he?
No.
Okay, well, he should listen to this. American Dad, his favorite show, season 13 premieres tonight.
Yes.
On TBS. I remember him. He came on the podcast and he was quite emphatic about that being the best show. One of the best, at least of the Seth MacFarlane canon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he thinks that's the best one, huh?
He loves the American Dad.
I mean, it's good.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up tomorrow night, you've probably seen a lot of commercials for this one. Miracle Workers on TBS. Steve Buscemi is God.
Oh yeah.
I don't
have
see
not
that.
seen that. I haven't seen the.
Yeah, it's a limited series. It's from Simon Rich, the guy who did Man Seeking Woman years ago on FXX, a very funny series. And basically, Steve Buscemi is God, and Daniel Radcliffe is one of his angels, and various other people are in here. And God is bored and decides, I think I'm just going to delete Earth. They had a chance. And it's up to Daniel Radcliffe and his
save everything.
group of angels to save Earth.
Give me a reason to save Earth.
Yeah, it's
this is I like this the first time I saw it, which was a movie called Twist of Fate with John Travolta and Olivia Newton.
Wow, look at you.
Damn. Okay.
Nope, nobody watched that. Right.
Yeah, it's got a lot of funny people, but it's not quite as funny as it should be, considering all the funny people in it.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen several trailers for it, and the first trailer I went, okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi is God. I like that concept. And then they showed more and more. I just went, sorry, Daniel Radcliffe, no.
Yeah, too many trailers. They should have just left it at the first one.
Exactly.
Coming up on Wednesday, if you are a subscriber of YouTube Premium, the thing that used to be YouTube Red.
Oh, yeah.
And
They don't call it Red anymore?
No. Now it's YouTube Premium. Everyone told them, it's like, there's RedTube.
Oh, that.
Yeah, and they said, no, we're going to be YouTube Red, and eventually they rebranded it.
They thought they were bigger, and so they could get away with it.
For those of you who don't know, RedTube is porn.
I did not know that.
I thought it was all Red Foreman from that 70s show. Just clips of him.
No,
You dumbass. No?
No,
Not that?
no.
Okay. Sci-fi anthology series created by Jordan Peele.
Oh.
It's a comedy sci-fi series. It's got an all-star cast. It's set in the future. And it's
called what again? I'm
It's
sorry.
called Weird City.
Weird City.
Yeah, everything happens in the Weird City. It's
Okay.
what it's called. Also, people like Rosario Dawson, Ed O'Neill. The cast is just like ridiculous. All the people, and it's a different story each time.
Huh.
And it's basically funny Black Mirror.
Oh, well,
all right.
Okay.
It's like future stuff, but not terrifying.
Future stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas Black Mirror is future-ish stuff,
So
but
it's
terrifying.
Yes.
But this is stuff that happens in the future, but it's like practical jokes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of pratfalls.
You end up slipping on a banana peel.
Space bananas.
Okay.
You had me at Jordan Peele and Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
And Space Bananas.
Yeah.
And coming up on Friday, I quite like the Titans series on DC Universe.
The DC Universe streaming service.
Yes. They have a new one, Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol begins.
Yeah.
This one, I'll tell you, Lee and Shannon flipped when they heard that Doom Patrol was being made into a TV series. And they says, I don't know how you're going to do that. That's the craziest title there is.
Yeah, you got characters like Robot Man, Negative Man, Elastigirl,
Yeah.
Crazy Jane.
Negative Man.
Negative Man,
Just
yeah.
says no to everything.
Just no to everything.
Isn't that you? Aren't you Negative Man?
This stars people
No.
like Alan Tudyk,
Oh, he's good.
Brendan Fraser, Matt Bomer, Timothy Dalton.
Now, wait a minute. I
Yeah.
used to know an actor named Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
What? Is he still around?
Yeah, he's still around, yeah. And, yeah, it looks insane.
And I think Robot Man
Brendan Fraser.
is Brendan Fraser,
Yes, it
and
is.
he is a former race car driver who was in a terrible accident, and so they put his brain in a robot body.
Yeah.
So you do,
And
so,
like you do.
That's Robot Man.
so we don't have to see Brendan Fraser?
Only in flashbacks.
Oh.
But he does the voice.
Okay.
And the robot costume looks right out of the comics, and it's
Yeah.
just kind of insane looking. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really
That's on the
interested in
DC
this.
app, though.
Yes. Also on Prime Video, again from producer Jordan Peele, another one, Lorena, the Lorena Bobbitt story.
Oh, yeah.
A 4-part docu-series about the 1993.
Oh, so a docu-series, so it's not a...
It's not a dramatization.
Okay.
No.
So it's interviews with Lorena and John Wayne and...
Yeah.
You mean the voodoo snakeskin man?
No, you're thinking of the other... the Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
Kopechne.
No.
Oh,
That's another person.
Yeah, Kopechne.
A different story.
Yeah. Voodoo snakeskin man is...
Buttafuoco, which is not Lorena Bobbitt.
The infamous story of the wife who cut off her husband's penis
Mhm.
and threw it out the car
parking lot.
window. And
But they went and found it.
They found it.
Sewed
Yeah.
it back on.
Yeah.
And he went into porn, didn't he?
Yeah.
For a minute.
Bobbitt?
Yeah.
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah. And if we had King Missile to queue up, that would be great.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
No, it would not be great.
You don't want that.
That's not a classic.
No.
No,
I don't think
it's
so.
not.
Although I'll ask Todd if he could play it on our classic stream.
Just in honor of Lorena.
Todd, add that to the classic stream.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, noted millennial Bill Allred pointed this one out last week, and here it is, Bill. Something to watch this weekend.
What?
I can text you on Friday to remind you.
What did I point out?
The Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
On Netflix from a comic by Gerard Way and another guy. My Chemical Romance. It's, so far from what I've seen, it's X-Men.
It's X-Men. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, that's
It's
what it is.
X-Men-esque.
It's kids with powers who are out of school learning how to use their powers.
Yeah. And then many years later, they reconvene to solve their mentor's murder and save the world.
And save the world while you're at it.
Why not?
It looks interesting, though.
Yeah, one of them's a monkey.
That's true. He is a talking monkey.
It's a talking monkey. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. That is on Friday on Netflix. Also, you might remember a cartoon from years and years and years ago, Kim Possible.
Yes.
Sure.
From the Disney Channel. They made a live action one.
Yes, they did.
A movie.
My kids did not care for what they've seen of this so far. They're like, that doesn't look like Kim Possible.
Well, no,
it's
because
not a
Because
cartoon.
it's all, yeah,
it's not a cartoon.
But they said whoever they cast as Kim, they don't like the casting.
Oh, she
of
looks
Kim
good, I
Possible.
think. Kids are crazy.
Who should they have gotten?
I don't know. They're just like, that's not what she looks like. They're
Oh, tell them to give it a chance.
okay.
Saturday Night Live, hosted by Don Cheadle.
Yes.
And musical guest Gary Clark Jr.
Yay!
Don Cheadle. I almost said Sean Deedle.
Sean Deedle.
That's a different guy. He's currently starring on a Showtime series called Black Monday.
That's right.
About the 1987 stock market crash. It's not as funny as it should be, considering all the people involved, but it's funny enough.
It's
and last
funny
week tonight with John Oliver is back on Sunday. And
Oh,
that's
good.
your week.
It's the week. Thank you, Bill Frost. All right.
Crash southbound I-15 approaching 72nd South in Midvale. The cars bounced into the left barrier and are facing sideways, blocking the HOV lane and the left shoulder. That's just one of the fun things you will discover out on the roads this morning. You don't think it would be bad because the snow's mostly stopped. It is icy out there.
Yes.
Traffic on I-15, both north and southbound, is mostly under 30 miles an hour. And it is slick, so give yourself some extra room between you and the car in front of you and leave a little earlier this morning because it's going to take you longer to get where you're going. Have you been to Moochie's lately? They're cooking up something new and exciting every day, as well as their famous authentic Philly cheesesteaks and the best handmade meatball sandwiches at Moochie's.
All right.
Boners round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates for you. Boner candidate number 1. Isn't prison supposed to make you bitter and distrustful of everyone? Boner candidate number 2. Oh, those are just back-to-school necklaces. And boner candidate number 3. He's kidding, right? Right?
All right. Round 2 of your boners coming up after this, along with Big Boy News and a Pinuendo. Stand by for all of that. Oh, I have to remind you about Hoops Vision correction.
Hoops Vision. This is a time for new beginnings this new year, and you wanna get your eyes fixed. I know you do. This is the place to go. Hoops Vision. Carrie and I have been there both, and all of our family members. You should just go there and look at all the people, the pictures on the walls of all the people. Bill Frost has been out to Hoops.
I don't know if I have my picture up there.
I think you do. I think I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
They must have snuck one.
I think you do. The latest technology at Hoops Vision, you can get rid of your glasses, your contact lenses. They have the latest stuff there. The world-class surgeons, they'll give you the confidence you need to invest in yourself in 2019. Call 877-30-LASIK or visit them online at their website, HOOPES, that's hoopsvision.com. Schedule your LASIK consultation today, and it's free. That first visit is free, and they'll check your eyes out to see if you're a good candidate. And I ask about the 24-month zero interest and their See Clearly guarantee, and use your new FSA money for even more savings. So call today, 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com. That's 877-30-LASIK or online, hoopsvision.com.
The date for the Radio from Hell International Film Festival is set, and this time we're going legit.
All we need...
Sensuous. Spell it with me now. Sensuous. And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand Ardun is on the roof of his lovely West Valley bungalow installing some new shingles. His friend LeVar is down below on the porch having a nice cold glass of root beer. Again, the word is sensuous. Looks like you're doing a bang-up job with them shingles, LeGrand. That hole's being patched up just fine.
Well, I got to get this done before the snow flies. I don't want no leaking on my food storage room again this winter.
Well, if you don't want no leaking in the food storage, then you should keep LeGrand Jr. out of there.
What?
Nothing. Looks like it's kind of hot up there, LeGrand.
Yep. I'm as hot up here as a tin-roof cat house.
You're what?
Nothing. Hey, what's that you're drinking down there?
Rut beer. Nice, ice-cold rut beer. Bet you could use some up there.
I could for sure. I'm as hot as a hot dog with mustard and relish.
Well, say, that's pretty hot. Bet you a nice cold Fanta root beer would sure go down good about now.
Yep, I'm really hot, Lamar. I'm so hot that if you was to, hold an old, dry Christmas tree next to me, it would just go up like a match.
What?
I'm a hot tamale, Lamar.
Well, that's hot. Hot for sure. Bet you could use a cold drink. Some Fanta root beer, maybe. Like the one I'm sitting here in the chaise lounge drinking right now.
Yep. I'm a firecracker, Lamar.
Why would you say that, LeGrand?
Never mind. I think maybe I'll just get down. You know, climb and maybe get myself a sandwich and a cold drink.
What cold drink? Like a root beer?
Maybe.
Well, what kind of sandwich would you get?
Pickled eggs and tuna. Why?
Well, I was thinking that since you was getting down the ladder and going into the house, I mean, since you was doing that, maybe you could get me a sandwich as well and another nice cold root beer too. I mean, since you was already thinking about going.
Look out below!
LeGrand, I was nearly... That flat of shingles nearly hit me. You should be more careful. That was an accident, wasn't it, LeGrand? All right, 8:23. It's time for round two of your boner voting. Presenting to you three news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll have to decide with your vote of these three candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. I say possibly because if it wins here, it's not boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round one's voting that we did an hour ago. We'll take each winner, throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when the magic happens. That's when boner of the day gets decided by you. So pick your champion for round two right now. Two candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all three, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a hearty handshake from Bill Allred. You see him around town, stick out your hand. Bill will grab it and shake it heartily.
Well, you have to ask. Don't just stand there with your hand out, dummy. Don't just stand there with your hand out like a dummy. You got to ask me.
Okay.
And people do, and I will shake your hand. All right, here's boner candidate number one. Isn't prison supposed to make you bitter and distrustful of everyone? Jeffrey Deskovic spent 16 years in prison. And he should be bitter and distrustful because he was wrongly convicted of raping and strangling a high school classmate in 1990. And now he says he's been wronged again. The Bronx law student, now 45 years old, is suing two TV producers for the return of more than $1 million that he thought he was investing to create programs dedicated to helping innocent people behind bars. I was trying to do good for people, he said. But producer Terry Murphy, who has worked on projects for Oprah and The Jerry Springer Show, and Paul Violas, a security expert and podcast host, used the funds for living expenses and personal luxuries, court papers filed last week say. In the spring of 2015, Diskovic, who had won millions a year earlier in a wrongful conviction lawsuit, answered an ad on Craigslist seeking stories of personal interest for a show designed to help individuals and entities who had been wronged. After meeting with the two executives behind the Security Brief TV, a company that also produces justice-themed podcasts that claims to have more than 253 weekly listeners, Diskovic told the New York Post that he was promised a percentage of the company, a co-branding with his nonprofit, the Jeffrey Diskovic Foundation for Justice, and a producer credit. There were 10 ways to Sunday that they were going to make money on this venture, which was going to be like a talk show, Diskovic told the Post. That's not what happened. After handing over $1 million, Diskovic anxiously waited for a contract laying out his agreement with Mr. Volos and Mr. Murphy. 4 years later, it has yet to arrive. They knew I had funds, and they knew the right buttons to push, Diskovic, who was completing his last year of law school at Pace University, said. When I asked for due diligence, they made it seem like the paperwork was a small formality. Diskovic was 17 when he was convicted, and then it showed that DNA evidence finally proved that he wasn't the perpetrator. Spent all that time in jail. He got a settlement, and now he's out over $1 million, and calls to these two so-called producers have not been returned. Boner candidate, and he's saying, he just was gullible, I guess. Boner candidate number 1. Isn't prison supposed to make you bitter and distrustful of everyone? He should have been a little bit more cautious, I guess. Here's boner candidate number 2. Oh, those are just back-to-school necklaces. A Long Island school district is taking some of its middle school teachers to task. I think they should do more than that. After they displayed a photo collage that included a picture of 2 nooses labeled back-to-school necklaces.
What?
In the mostly minority Roosevelt Middle School. Many found the photo embedded in a collage to be highly offensive. And
Many, not everybody? Because everybody should.
And a local pastor is calling for the teachers involved to be fired. I was very upset about it. I mean, if they feel that way, then they're in the wrong school district, said Yvette Hudson of Roosevelt. She also expressed relief that her kids were grown and no longer attending the school. Nearly half, 45% of Roosevelt Middle School students are black or African American, and 55% are Hispanic or Latino. That may not be what they're trying to say, Savitri Lekram of Hempstead told the local news station. It's probably just a joke. It probably has nothing to do with African Americans or anything, but at the same time, they can still draw that connection. The Roosevelt School District issued a brief, terse statement calling it a personnel matter and said that they couldn't comment further. Boner candidate number 2. Oh, those are just back-to-school necklaces. Boner candidate number 3, coming up in a moment. Well, he's kidding, right? Right?
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this shorter Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. And Haster buys used games too. Shop, stay, play, 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
I don't know what's going on this Halloween or Valentine's Day. So now, remember you could name a cockroach after somebody who's wronged you this Valentine's Day and feed it to the meerkats.
I love that story.
And now for $20, an Oregon rehab center will put your ex's name on a piece of salmon and you can throw it to a bear.
That sounds fun too.
And then Hooters, if you write your ex's name on a piece of paper and then rip it up at Hooters, they'll give you free an extra 10 wings in an order of wings.
Well, you could just put anybody's name on there. How do they know?
Well, the problem is then you'll have to eat the wings.
We don't have a Hooters here anymore, Bill.
I know. It refers to Hooters in this story as a popular restaurant chain. I don't think that's necessarily true either. Listen, Ethan Lindenberger is getting vaccinated for just about everything. He's 18 years old, and he's never received any vaccinations for diseases like hepatitis and polio, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox. Never had a vaccination. His mother, Jill Wheeler, is anti-vaccine. He said she has been influenced by online misinformation, such as a debunked study that claimed certain vaccines were linked with autism, or a theory that vaccines cause brain damage.
Not true.
Incorrect ideas like these that have spread like wildfire, so much that the CDC has explicitly tried to combat them, posting pages like "Vaccines do not cause autism." Lindberger's eldest sister is vaccinated, and his eldest brother is partially immunized. But once his mother found out that she had the right to opt out of vaccinations, she chose not to vaccinate her younger 5 children. God knows how I'm still alive, Lindberger wrote on Reddit last November. In his Reddit post, Mr. Lindberger, who is 18, as I said, goes on to ask for help figuring out how to get vaccinated. He got about 1,000 responses. His post joins similar ones from other unvaccinated teenagers trying to get their shots despite their parents' beliefs. At a time of widespread measles outbreaks in the Pacific Northwest, causing Washington State Governor Jay Inslee to declare a state of emergency, more minors are raising questions about whether they can provide their own consent to get the vaccines. According to the CDC, for month of January this year, measles have been confirmed in 10 states.
Sorry you got stuck with crazy parents, kids.
With the agency monitoring other outbreaks in New York State and New York City. Growing up, Lindberger said he had to listen to what his mom told him about how vaccines were bad and carried negative side effects. He thought it was normal not to receive vaccines. But in school, Lindberger got pulled out of class, asked by educators to get vaccinated. He talked with friends, and realized that all of them had been vaccinated, but that he didn't even know what a flu shot felt like. He saw more and more anti-vaccination debates popping up on social media. Slowly, he started to question what his mother told him, and then he did some research, and now he thinks, I got to get vaccinated.
But he's not 18.
He's 18
he
now,
is 18.
so he can get it done.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to do it. A bill to ban marriage for anybody under 18 is being introduced in the Utah legislature. I think that's a good idea. It's by Angela Romero. She's introduced the bill. The only thing I think is wrong with it is it should be 30.
Yes.
Anyone under 30. But let's see if she can get that passed. A majority of Utahns, a poll taken says that most Utah voters think that teachers should talk about sex more than they do. They believe that abstinence-only education is not effective. In Utah, the legislature has mandated that sex be taught using abstinence-based lessons that promote chastity as the most effective way to prevent sexually transmitted infections and the only guarantee way to avoid pregnancy. Teachers can briefly mention contraception, but there are no exceptions or expectations that they will.
They just mention it as they're walking out the door. Oh, and by the way, you should use a condom.
Okay, kids, we're going to teach you how to drive today, but we're not going to actually use a car, or we're not going to use the word steering wheel, brake, or gas pedal, or gears for that matter. I can, as I leave, mention the car horn, but
to go back though, they're not wrong. The best way to not get pregnant is to not have sex. That's
that
true.
Is true.
The best way to not get STDs is to not have sex.
The best way to
that's true.
The best way to not get in a car accident is not get in the car.
Well, that's where I was going to go.
True. But I've got to get to work eventually.
So eventually you got to get to work. So you got to learn how.
When it comes to sex, I take public transportation. That's what I do. That was certainly true of my first girlfriend.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Oh yeah, the sports. Well, this is big news in sports. Sorry, my computer's been very slow today. Well, the British Horse Racing Authority is nearing a decision on whether racing can resume amid the equine influenza crisis.
Yeah.
I know you've all been.
Anti-vaxxers? Is that what they are in the horse racing community?
I know you've been. So we don't. But 10:30 today, we're expecting a decision on
10:30 our time.
Well, no, British time.
Well, what time would that be here?
I don't know.
That's not helpful.
I'll keep an eye on this for you, though.
Right.
Weather, it's cold.
It is
19 degrees.
I
right
can
now.
feel it from here.
Can you?
Because we got our big studio windows facing the outside here, and I can feel the cold right here.
Only going to get up to 35, and that cold has made for icy, treacherous conditions this morning. You might have woke up saying, "Well, the snow's done. I'm sure the roads are fine." Not so much. All the way northbound I-15. From around Point of the Mountain coming into downtown Salt Lake, I've got speeds no greater than 30 miles an hour. And trouble on the side streets as well. Too many to mention. That's the kind of situation we're in. Quickly, I need to give you this keyword that we didn't do at the top of the hour. X96 is stoked to welcome Sabroso Taco and Music Festival, featuring The Offspring and many other huge names, to the Utah State Fairgrounds on April 27th. Listen every day this week for your chance to win tickets. You could also qualify for a VIP upgrade for the grand prize and eat and greet with the bands. Tickets go on sale February 15th. More information at x96.com. You could win this by texting the word taco, T-A-C-O, taco, to 33986.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. He's kidding, right? Right? Fox News host Pete Hegseth explained on Sunday he doesn't wash his hands because germs are not a real thing.
Excuse me?
Not a real thing.
Following a commercial break, Fox and Friends co-host Jedediah Bila revealed that Hegseth had been munching on day-old pizza that was left on the set. Pizza Hut lasts a long time, Hegseth replied.
Pizza Hut lasts a long time.
Defending himself, my 2019 resolution is to say things on the air that I say off air. I don't think I've washed my hands for 10 years. Really, I don't really wash my hands ever. I inoculate myself, he continued. Germs are not a real thing. I can't see them. Therefore, they're not real. Hegseth argued that his unsanitary habit leaves him immune to sickness. These hands look pretty clean to me, he remarked.
Okay, this guy's a what now? He's a news person?
He's a co-host on
Oh, okay.
Well, he's a co-host on Fox and Friends, I guess probably the weekend.
But people look to him for his opinions and knowledge.
I guess. Boner candidate number 3. He's kidding, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Isn't prison supposed to make you bitter and distrustful of everyone? Apparently not, because this guy, a wrongfully convicted man, was then scammed out of $1 million after he was released from prison. Boner candidate number 2. Oh, those are just back-to-school necklaces. Photos of a noose were labeled back-to-school necklaces by middle school teachers. Parents are outraged, of course. And boner candidate number 3, he's kidding, right? Right?
All right, let's go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting that we did an hour ago. We'll take both winners and pit them against each other in the Boner Dome for Boner Fight at 9:20. So, yeah, next hour. All right, pick your champion for round 2 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate that you think should win. Keeping in mind boner means mistake. 1, 2, or 3. Put that candidate number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696 or go online to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting February 11 and vote there. All right? Okay, you better do it because, well, we've only got, let's see, less than 300 seconds to get it in. Let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and
Yes.
Wow.
Typewritten, actual letter dated the 9th of October.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Look
You're
at
a
it.
lucky girl.
Don't you wish you got more letters?
Oh, you bet.
Actual letters?
I sure do. The only thing that could make that
Email
better.
doesn't sound like this.
The only thing that could make that better is if that had been handwritten.
That's true.
Oh, that would have been really special.
Gina, I would ask you to think about a time before cell phones, blogs, Facebooks, and Twittering.
Back a time when people actually wrote letters.
A simpler time. We raised our kids in the physical world.
Yeah.
We threw our money away on frivolously silly things. We pursued tangible hobbies, or at least had fun playing. We traveled where we wanted to, when we wanted to. The world was ours for the taking. And we had meaningful conversations with people who were important to us, either face-to-face or on the telephone.
Is this from your first boyfriend?
No. Those people, if they judged us at all, were polite enough to do so in a way that led to improvement.
Okay.
What has changed? Nothing, of course, but the perception is now that we have to record or display every aspect of our lives and activities and do it as quickly as possible.
Twitter.
Does it really matter if you learn that someone took our kids to the park last Tuesday? No. Are a million meaningless opinions any better than a few well-considered ones? No. Must you change your life to fit into the false standard propagated by people you don't even know?
No.
Of course not. The most dangerous trap to fall into is trying to be someone you're not, for whatever reason. For the love of all things irrational, Gina, just be yourself. It's what makes life worth living.
Stop twittering.
Sincerely, Martin Noonzert. P.S. Your bio on the X96 website is not up to date.
As I like to say, any clod can have the facts, but having an opinion is an art.
I guess I need to update my bio.
You know, you should scan that letter and put it on our website.
Yeah.
I should blog and Twitter about this letter.
Tweet.
A blog and Twitter.
Tweet. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. If you use Twitter, you tweet.
You tweet.
But can I Twitter it?
That's something that you should do in the privacy of your own bedroom.
It's true.
When your husband's out of town.
Some more letters. I want more actual letters sent through the mail.
Well, give your address.
515 South, 7th East, Suite 1C, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84102.
If they're handwritten, it's even better. Or even better, if they're words cut out of magazines and pasted onto it. That's great.
Let me just say this to people writing letters to Gina. You may write them. You won't get them. She will.
No.
You're not going to take the time to return them.
No.
Yeah, email's a lot easier to answer. And
Yeah. But go ahead, send her letters. Try not to use words like nonplussed. Okay.
I know nonplussed.
Now you.
Radio from Hell.
All right, let's award round 2 of your boner voting.
Okay, let's. And it's brought to you totally by... In part by. Okay, okay, in part by then. It's brought to you in part by Minestrone Soup.
And Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1, isn't prison supposed to make you bitter and distrustful of everyone? I guess not. This guy who's in prison for many years, wrongfully convicted, he gets out, and he trusted 2 guys to invest his money in a TV program, $1 million, and they apparently have scammed him. Boner candidate number 2, oh, those are just back-to-school necklaces. Pictures of nooses tweeted out by middle school teachers welcoming students back to school, and they labeled these nooses back-to-school necklaces. This is a school composed largely of students of color, middle school. And boner candidate number 3, he's kidding, right? Right? This is the Weekend Fox and Friends hosts. And one of them said he hasn't washed his hands in 10 years. I don't believe in germs. He said, I can't see them.
Can't see germs, so they must not exist. I wonder if he's a religious man.
I looked up some stuff about this guy. He's apparently
a nut?
Very well-educated person, graduated, I think I read from Harvard and Princeton, both. I don't know. Jeffrey Davidson will receive a hearty handshake from me. While I am not a clean freak, I do wash my hands fairly often. Not all the time, but fairly often. And the winner, boner candidate number 3.
Of course.
Because that's gross. Wash your hands.
Worse than nooses?
Nooses are bad.
I mean, really?
I mean, number 2 should have won.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad number 3 won, but number 2 should have won.
Well,
all right. There you go. That's your winner of round 2. It might be boner of the day. That's entirely up to you. You'll have to tune in at 9:20 when Boner Fight happens, and you decide who is boner of the day. All right? Is this sponsored, Gina?
Of course. Love is in the air this month at Cabin Fever, located in the heart of Trolley Square. Lava lamps, rubber duckies, it's Cabin Fever. So much more than a Valentine's Day card store.
All right. Brand new episode available now, geekshowpodcast.com. Name of the episode is Leaks. And our very own Jimmy Martin, Hollywood's best friend, interviewing the entire cast, well, not the entire cast, but most of them, of the Lego 2 movie.
Oh.
So that means he sits down with Chris Pratt.
Oh, I was wondering how you could interview a Lego.
Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, Tiffany Haddish, Stephanie Beatriz, and Chris Lord and Phil Miller. And
nice.
Lord and Miller, the directors.
I like the first Lego and the Lego Batman, so.
He'll also review it for you on that episode, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, now here's your assignment, because I know you don't work at work. You probably maybe even called in a snow day and just going to stay home.
Maybe.
Watch videos. But if you're on your way to work, here's your assignments for today. Last week we got a new Pet Sematary trailer. This is for the remake.
In the woods today, LA discovered a charming little landmark. The Pet Cemetery.
Now,
place to bury our pets and remember them. Might seem scary, but it's not.
Oh, it
is. Perfectly natural. Just like dying is natural.
Old Town's been using this place for generations. Folks make a kind of ritual out of it.
Now, as you recall, in the...
Not some campfire story.
Saw these on the trees up there.
They're warnings.
In the original,
Yeah.
The local tribes carved him before they fled.
It's baby Gage Creed whose sudden death prompts his father to bury him in their pet cemetery. Well, they've decided to change that up.
Way back.
Oh, it's not Gage anymore?
No.
Those woods.
The duty will fall to Ellie, who's the daughter.
Something
That cat was dead.
that brings things back.
Church?
So Ellie runs out into the road to get the cat,
Oh.
and she gets hit by the truck. So it's not little Gage.
I know what you're thinking of doing. But they don't come back the same.
Well, then don't do it, stupid.
Sometimes dead is better.
What's going on?
This will creep you out, this part.
Hug your daughter.
Hug your daughter.
I should never have shown you that place.
Right.
Your child is not the only thing that will come back. The barrier is broken.
So it's even worse.
Yep. So the producer was asked, why did you decide to do this? And he said, trust me, we were nervous about it.
Second chance.
So I feel this way about anything that you remake or update. If we gave you what you had before, we didn't do the subject matter very much good.
Right.
Because I'm protective of movies too, but I want a new experience each time, and I feel like filmmakers have really thought about the choice. It was one that we thought, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So they decided to change it up a little. Instead of the little kid, the little boy,
The little
it's
girl.
The little girl. It's the older girl.
And then something goes even worse.
And then things go wrong. Let's see, Ed Brass, take note. There's war in the Chucky doll franchises.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Is this going to hold up production of everything?
Well, no. The movie's going forward, and so is the TV series. The problem is that the TV series is written and run by the guy who's done the Chucky movies all these years. Where the movies, on the other hand, have been taken away from him. So they're being produced without him, and they're going in a slightly different direction.
Well, this will save you some money, Ed. You
Yeah.
can just watch TV.
So the TV series I think is being produced for Shudder. I can't remember, but it's in production now, and already people are taking sides with this. But I want Bill to look at the Child's Play trailer because you love Aubrey Plaza. You like her a lot.
I do.
Well, she's in it.
Okay.
And so this is the.
At Caslin, we believe that happiness is about more than entertainment. It's about being known.
So this is the
understood,
company that makes the doll. The Best Buddies
Introducing
doll.
your new best friend.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
So he opens up the Chucky doll and it scans his face. See, this is where we're bringing it into the future. It's an electronic toy, not just a doll. And instead of a psycho killer spirit getting put into him, it's just an AI thing. Artificial intelligence.
Chucky?
And people start dying. I mean, you'll get your doll holding a knife, chasing people around, and
Yeah.
but it's slightly different.
Yeah,
from,
I'm all over that.
You're into that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Chucky movie. It will be out in June of 21. Now I want you to go to marvel.com/Captain Marvel.
Okay, I'll go there right now.
Because that is the official website for the movie Captain Marvel. And you will see it there, and you'll say to yourself, oh my God, what is this? Well, because the movie was made in the 90s, they decided that the official website
My wife was telling me about this last night.
should look like a GeoCities fan site.
does.
So
That's funny.
this is visual, so you'll have to go there. And you can play a game where you can decide. They give you 10 chances to pick, is this person a Skrull or not? And I got 6 out of 10. But go there and play with this today. If you remember those old GeoCities fan sites,
Oh, that's funny.
you'll get a real kick out of that.
What's
So
the site again?
it's marvel.com/Captain Marvel.
Okay.
So there you go. Go check that out and play around with it. You'll have some fun with
That's
it.
hilarious.
Denai Guerrera is leaving The Walking Dead.
Michonne?
Michonne is leaving The Walking Dead. Under her new deal, Guerrera will return in a limited capacity in only a handful of episodes that will be interspersed throughout season 10. And then they are going to segue her into the 3 Walking Dead movies that AMC has planned with former leading man Andrew Lincoln. So she'll be leaving the series. Just a little bit of news for you there. All right. Do you have traffic, Gina?
Yeah, it's still bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the UDOT cameras, and they are red all up and down I-15, which means about 0 to 30 miles per hour in both directions, actually. The roads are icy. That means overpasses, bridges, on and off ramps. Give yourself some extra space. Before you leave the house, please clean off your car. That doesn't just mean the windshield. That means all your side windows. That means the snow off the top of your car. And you've got to get it off your headlights and your brake lights so people can see what you're doing. Do that before you leave and give yourself some extra time. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back in the next hour with Boner Fight. Stand by for that. I think we got a nice little potty break song for you as well. All of that on the way. Proflowers.com. Click on the microphone, enter the code X96 to get the deal that I'm going to tell you about. But I go to proflowers.com throughout the year. That's why I'm kind of a pro.
Yeah.
Flower.
Flower. Yeah, I got it.
You see what we're trying to do there. But they're terrific. And they got the Valentine's Day bouquets, of course, for you to choose from. But certainly use them throughout the year. And always use the code X96. Who knows what sort of magic will happen. Freshly cut, carefully packaged, express delivered means the flowers arrive in perfect condition. And, of course, this 7-day freshness guarantee. If you follow the instructions that they give you with that magic plant food, they guarantee freshness for 7 days. I've had them, I'm on 3 weeks now with the bouquet that I have in our kitchen. So this Valentine's Day, let them handle the details and send a Valentine something that you know they'll love. Valentine's Day is just days away, and yes, you can get them delivered in time. Right now, you can get 1 dozen assorted roses with a free glass vase for just $24.99, plus shipping and handling. Just go to proflowers.com today, click on the microphone, top right hand of the page, enter the code X96 to choose the perfect roses at the perfect price. That's proflowers.com. Click on the microphone, enter the code X96, order today.
X96 has tickets for this.
confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains, the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we join our elders as they are about to encounter the Borg for the second time.
Man, these Borg ships sure are sparsely decorated and poorly lit.
Well, I sure hope we get to spend more time with the Borg this time. I mean, last time we didn't even get to the first discussion.
I am 5 of 7. I am here to show you the way.
Hey, that's why we're here too.
Hello, Mr. 5 of 7. We met your cousin 3 of 7 last time. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know.
The Mormons.
Oh.
Yes, your exploits are known throughout the collective.
Hey, Lehigh, we're famous, huh?
All Borg are one. Whatever one experiences becomes available to all.
Well, that would speed up faster testimony meetings. Say, where are you taking us?
To her chambers. She is expecting you.
I don't like the sound of that.
Welcome, elders. I have been anticipating your arrival.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Lehigh, and he's Butch. Hi.
I have wonderful plans for you boys. Together we will rule over the perfect Borg galaxy.
Well, I hope this can wait until after our mission is over.
Ma'am, who exactly are you, and why do you have plans for us?
I am the Borg.
Well, I thought they were the Borg.
They are, and I am. And once we assimilate you two, you will be Borg as well.
Oh, I get it. He's a Borg, she's a Borg. Everywhere a Borg. Old MacDonald had a Borg.
Knock it off, Butch. We better come up with a plan quicker. We're going to be assimilated.
Okay, Ms. Borg, tell you what. I'll give you my new fender flares and the luggage rack off of Lehigh's bike, and we'll just be on our way.
You will look cute in black rubber suits, and I have picked out some special prosthetic parts for each of you. Soon you will be my lieutenants, my consorts, my special friends. Together we will assimilate the Federation, then the Romulans, then the Cardassians, and then whoever else we can find. And we will have fun doing it. Hook them to the assimilated.
Hey, come on, let us go!
Nothing like the assimilation of new young men to make one forget about how Locutus left me without saying goodbye.
Something is wrong. The assimilation process has failed. They have already been assimilated by a stronger force than the Borg.
Quick, shut down the machinery. The feedback could contaminate the collective. What have you done to my beloved collective?
Well, once you hooked us up to that gizmo over there, all of our experiences were spread throughout the entire Borg race.
Lehigh and I were able to bear our testimonies to more than 7 billion beings at one time.
It was kind of like General Conference, except without the crying babies and the old people going to sleep.
Yeah.
We not only got to give the first discussion to the Borg, but to pretty much teach the whole gospel to all of them at once. Could it be? Have the Borg finally met their match? Could Butch and Lehigh be immune to the assimilation process? Tune in next time to hear the Borg say...
I am Elder 5 of 7, and this is my companion 4 of 9. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You know, the Mormons.
No! You've turned the most feared race in the galaxy into a bunch of jello-loving, suburban-driving moral goody-goodies.
Well, you think that people were afraid of you before. Wait until you start approaching planets now. Man, I'd hate to play ward ball against these guys.
I think our work here is done. Hey, can we count all 7 billion as converts?
Well, technically we didn't baptize them. We'll have to check with Zone Leader Hansen just to be sure.
What about me? I was queen. I was the most powerful being in the galaxy, ruler of an entire race of warriors. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, I guess you are now the most powerful Relief Society president in the galaxy. Congratulations. Gotta go.
Bye-bye, sister.
On the next artificial limb-attaching episode of Space Elders!
week to have a dedication for a loved one, or maybe an ex,
All right.
or maybe a pet. Send it into radiofromhell@x96.com. Put song dedication in the subject line. This comes to us from Hannah. Hannah says, "Dear Lords and Lady, I would like to dedicate a song to my dear husband. Our first date was at a rock show."
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Here you go, Hannah. It's Grammy award-winning artist Beck, and he would like to stay up all night with you and your husband celebrating your anniversary.
When you get the rhythm and words I'll make you cool. When they break it down, then this world is all you know. Hence I've been working it and then get yourself to.
Tonight on Channel 8, join us for Mysteries of Science. Our scientific staff explore unanswered questions that have boggled the minds of the scientific community for years.
Hello. We're the new Mysteries of Science hosts, radio's Carrie and Bill. Help us explore the scientific worlds of the unknown.
Tonight, we answer the age-old question. How long can a grasshopper live when its head is placed under the focused beam of a high-power magnifying glass?
Use the tweezers to hold him still.
Ow, ow, you're burning my finger. Focus the beam on his head.
The sun, life giver,
Ah, there he goes.
and life taker.
Also tonight on Mysteries of Science, we see just how much damage a firecracker will do to, again, a grasshopper, when it's taped to the insect's body.
Will you hold the damn thing still while I light the fuse?
Ow, my finger!
Don't miss Mysteries of Science. It's TV worth giving a look-see to. Tonight, right after The Brown Nun on Channel 8.
Like that, doesn't it?
You just wanted it to go on and on all night long.
Sorry, I was looking for the toilet sound. Didn't find it in time.
Potty break dedications, we need them at radiofromhell@x96.com. Put song dedication in the subject.
All right.
Well, it says here on our schedule that we should have more emails of interest, but I don't.
Oh, you didn't have any leftover
I
emails
didn't,
of interest?
but I do have a list that's been lingering here.
Hmm.
Or do you have an email
Does
of
Richie
interest?
have the email of interest?
We got this email from Atropos. We were talking earlier about Conway Skinner.
Oh, yeah, we
and
did.
And the poem from the 5,000th episode, because now technically we've probably reached the 7,500th episode or beyond. So you're welcome to share that if you'd like.
Do we want to share this old Conway Skinner poem?
Okay, do you know what? Here's a perfect opportunity to promo our Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
Sure.
Where we run, perhaps today we could put up our discussion of Conway Skinner.
Sure.
As well as an old Conway Skinner bit.
I don't know that I have an old Conway Skinner. I think Carrie might.
Dylan's got some.
Dylan does? Okay.
Because he runs them on Radio from Hell television during the commercials. I know he's got some in there.
That would be the perfect place to. But
that is a perfect place.
We forget to remind people about the best of podcast. There's the regular Radio from Hell podcast, which is just the whole show. But then there are little clips of the current show as well as old bits,
old classic stuff. Yep.
I mean, I can look under my desk.
I can look under in the next gen computer.
Was
if
there
I can find one.
Was there one on our CD?
No.
We didn't put one on a CD?
No.
Oh.
It's on the
cassette.
It's on the cassette.
We did a best of cassette at one
That's
time.
that's how old this show is.
I got a bunch. I got a bunch of those, by the way.
We did one on a wax cylinder, I think. We should give away some cassettes.
No. That
No,
would
I've
be
got
of no use to anybody.
I've got a bunch of those best of cassettes under my desk.
There are some people who would like those.
For novelty's sake only.
I think there are people who have cassette players.
Really?
In their cars.
Nobody has a cassette player
There's a
anymore.
cassette player in the Honda CRV, I believe, that we have.
I doubt it.
No, there's a CD
Maybe
player.
a CD player.
There's a CD player.
I know my Mini, the guy told me when he sold it to me, he says, this is the last year that we're putting CD players in the Mini.
Yeah.
We're taking them out. So I have a CD player. But
No, I don't think anybody has a cassette
and you know
player
what?
anymore.
I think I've only used it twice.
I don't use mine very much. Just the aux. Strictly aux or Bluetooth.
But, yes, Conway Skinner and an old feature that we used to do where one of the last surviving cowboy poets.
I could imitate Conway and read
Can
this.
you?
Well, I don't know. You're good.
You need the
This was the last poem he ever did.
before he died.
Well, now I wish I had the
I know. See, we need the
the campfire sound effects and the harmonica. It helps set the mood.
Do you have any cellophane over there?
Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
All right, I got.
Let's see.
I just got that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's pretty close. Let me take. Let's see. I can sort of do it. Let's see. So this was. Atropa says he believed this was written for the
5,000.
5,000. For more.
Sorry.
For more than 10 years. So apparently he wrote this from the bottom of a well.
Oh.
Yeah, before he died.
Okay.
And then he turned it into a paper airplane and threw it up there.
Oh, okay.
For more than 10 years, I've moldered in this well. I'd not recommend trusting Radio from Hell. With money to lend and sweet, purty words, they promise me fame, but life's in the turds. They gave me a pot, then took it away. They gave me a winder, but now it's gone stray. My ass is sure sorry. My pockets are empty. Thanks to Radio from Hell. I'm a poor, sorry-ass son of a bitch with no pot to piss in or winder to throw it out of.
See, you went off of his, his scale that, with the rhyming there toward the end because I
Yeah.
think he was getting delirious. Just
He
before
hadn't
he
eaten-
died. Yeah.
He was eating spiders at that point. Nothing but
He was
spiders.
eating
Nothing but spiders.
That'll make you crazy, Gina.
Yeah, there was no
Don't do
well
it.
in the water. There was no water in the well, and he had nothing but spiders to eat.
We're getting reports of people who still have cassette decks in their cars,
Okay.
and
Yes, I told you.
And I say that maybe we should find a way to give away these tapes to people
I think
who
they-
still have cassettes in their cars.
Yes,
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Boner fight coming up to determine who is Boner of the Week. Before that, a reasonable amount of news. Stand by for all of that. Brooklinen.com and the promo code Jackson, my last name. That's how you go shopping. Just go do a little shopping.
Okay.
Today. You're going to thank me later because I love my Brooklinen sheets, and as does my wife and our two dogs. We spend a lot of time in bed. And the Brooklinen sheets have certainly made it so much more pleasurable. You can finally get 5-star hotel quality sheets easily and without breaking the bank. They feel amazing. They look great too. They got over 20 different colors and patterns. And buttery smooth, as I like to call them. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on, and now it's time for your chance to try them. Brooklinen.com giving you an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com. They are so confident in their product that all of their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson, Jackson, my last name, at brooklinen.com, BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
Here at X96.
Is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting
she
to jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
But she can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday, and we can all be. All right,
it'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
JT, you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
whatever
one day,
you guys want
for one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
A minute or two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be
We'll forego
one
that.
day. One day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
Apparently, we need to give away cassettes because lots of our friends of the program have cassette players in their cars
or cassette players in their homes. I'm seeing too.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I know.
Why is that sad?
That means they're old.
Doesn't mean that at all.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It means they don't know how to use Spotify.
This says right here, Urban Outfitters is selling cassettes and cassette players in their stores. Right, that means they're making a comeback.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Vinyl is surprisingly huge.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I would never go back to vinyl.
And I won't, no. I mean...
It's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass, and it doesn't sound as good as a CD or an MP3.
You want... People will argue with you.
I know
on
they'll
that.
argue with me, but I kind of do this for a living.
But nobody ever said that, oh, that sounded better on cassette. Nobody ever said that.
No. All right. We got a boner fight coming up in a few moments, probably about 5 minutes. But before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Lisa, 2018 Honda Civic LX CVT from Stockton 12 Honda for just $5 a day. Honda Civics, just $5 a day, only at Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall.
Well, I saw this story last week. Didn't make me happy. So most of the late night comics are making fun of Ralph Northam or talking about him, governor of Virginia.
The blackface guy?
Yeah, but not Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
And not Jimmy Fallon.
Really?
Because both of them
have done it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
In the wake of Northam's admission, both... Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, they've been quick to condemn and mock them, but Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel have remained largely silent because Jimmy Kimmel in 1999 co-hosted a Comedy Central TV show, The Man Show, which according to IMDb was geared toward men and their interests, and you probably have seen it. In a 2000 episode of the show, Kimmel appeared in blackface pretending to be Karl Malone. And he was well known for his Karl Malone voice impression at the time. And actually, Karl Malone, he did stuff with Karl Malone. According to Newsweek, he mocked the African-American vernacular English dialect. And Kimmel wore blackface on multiple occasions for The Man Show, impersonating Karl Malone and Oprah Winfrey. Also, Jimmy Fallon has also appeared in blackface, once doing an impression of Chris Rock on Saturday Night Live. According to Fox News, those appearances were a sign that Kimmel and Fallon want to avoid.
According to Fox News.
Yeah, discussing blackface. And they haven't said anything about it. With Northam's racist yearbook page and bizarre press conference led national news and were mocked by several late-night hosts, they were left unmentioned by Kimmel and Fallon. And, of course, Fox News would be the first to
point that
out. Two senators in the bipartisan group of lawmakers crafting border security deals confirmed yesterday that negotiations have hit a snag. I think the talks are stalled right now, said Senate Appropriations Chairman Richard Shelby of Alabama, Republican. One of his Democratic counterparts, John Tester of Montana, agreed. There are bumps in the road, Tester said, as the two senators appeared alongside each other on Chris Wallace's Sunday show. I'm hoping we can get the dime later today or in the morning because time's ticking away. The current funding bill that Congress passed to end the 35-day shutdown last month expires on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
That's awful close.
That's this Friday. And if they don't get something going, then the government will shut down again. But, it could be worse. Dozens of aggressive polar bears have invaded a Russian archipelago, and they're roaming around, terrorizing the residents of the village.
No, they're just looking for a Coke. So they'll be happy if you do that.
Authorities in the Novaya Zemlya group of islands declared a state of emergency this week over what they called a mass invasion of polar bears. About 52 of them have made regular visits into the region where 3,000 people live. Since December, some displaying aggressive behavior, including attacks on humans, said local official Alexander Minayev in a statement, according to a local press release. Usually they mass on land when there is no ice on the sea. Minayev said people are scared. They're afraid to leave their homes. Parents are frightened to let their children go to schools and kindergartens. Another local official said that he has been on the island since 1983 and never seen such a large influx of polar bears. They are fearless. They literally are chasing people, he said. Videos and photos posted on Russian social media say the massive white bears entering and roving around in buildings and at the garbage dump. Federal officials are set to visit the archipelago to assess the situation. If all else fails, they may issue licenses to shoot the bears.
Aww.
Well, yeah, I know. And there is a woman in Platte City, Missouri, Angela Roberts, said a bald eagle swooped down and picked up her chihuahua, Romeo.
Oh, no.
Little Romeo says she doesn't know how long little Romeo was in the air, but he was found about a block away.
Was he okay?
A neighbor called, well, he was not great. A neighbor called me and said, your dog is up here and he's all messed up. Robert said she let him out and found out that what she saw took her by surprise. A bald eagle swooped down and picked up Romeo. He weighs 15 pounds.
They look like food from up there.
They are food.
I was absolutely panicked. She said they took Romeo to the hospital. I thought it was a dog that attacked him, but my veterinarian said, no, it was an eagle. I guess she didn't actually see it happen. But Romeo just disappeared and was found. And the vet said these are eagle talon claw, marks. Carrie Haagen-Dazs is releasing alcohol-infused ice cream. I'm sure you won't be able to get it here.
Probably not.
Two of your favorite things, ice cream and booze.
Well, we can order it possibly.
Probably not.
What booze is available?
Yeah, what do we got? Rum something, I'm sure.
Rum Tre Leche.
Oh, Irish cream.
Irish cream, of course.
And stout chocolate pretzel crunch. Non-dairy amaretto, black cherry almond toffee, and Irish cream cookie squares.
All sound great.
Yes.
And Haagen-Dazs is notoriously smooth ice cream.
And even a better story, a surprising number of Republicans want Trump off the ticket in 2020. There is a poll, they've taken a poll, and a surprising number, 1 in 3 Republicans and Republican-leaning voters would like the GOP to nominate someone other than Trump in 2020.
Anyone.
They may not have to worry about it.
They may not, according to Elizabeth Warren.
I don't know. I've quit hoping.
Well,
it's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here is the winner from round 1 in the 7 o'clock hour. I didn't have a good screen, so I had to improvise. This is a man in Virginia who decided he was going to show watch his pornographic movies on his garage door, out in the driveway.
They gave him a chance.
They did.
Take it inside.
The police came after the neighbors called and said, listen, sir, Mr. What was his name? Mr. Smallwood, you can take it inside or we'll arrest you. Not gonna. Okay, we're arresting you. He did not do well there, and it went again. Number 2, He's got to be kidding, right? Right? No, he's not kidding. Fox and Friends host, a weekend host, says, I haven't washed my hands in 10 years. Germs aren't a real thing. I can't see them. These hands look pretty clean to me. Don't they look clean to you? That's boner candidate number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text and then text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, February 11, 2019, and vote there. You've got 4.5 minutes to do it. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music.
All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway Media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yeah.
Here on
they're
Third
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile?
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on Third South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up, Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
What sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was it a hipster or was it,
was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, he scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, huh? Didn't know what to think. He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Mm-hmm.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and came
back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying
is
I
an
listen to your show
apology.
every morning after I tell you to F off.
Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. All right, 9:37 before we award the boner. Need to remind you about the Housing Gap Coalition.
Well, yeah, and we all know that there is a shortage.
I mean, you might not know that. There are more households than there are households available. Houses. Households, families than houses.
Houses.
What?
Yeah. Or
apartments.
There's not enough places to live.
Yeah.
There are not enough places, dwellings, and that's by about now see, you got me confused, Gina.
No, this says there are more households than available housing units. Is the
households,
way they put it.
families,
Yeah.
however you want to put that,
Yeah.
than available housing
and
units.
there is a percentage, and it 270. Utah's housing prices have increased 276%. The population is going to double by 2050. Families are being forced to live further apart. The bulk of growth is coming from within Utah, not from people moving here. So by 2011, the housing gap has been above 50,000 units, and it continues to grow every year. And there are lots of things that people are talking about doing about it, but nobody's coming to, one final conclusion. There are lots of different things to do.
They need more input.
So go to this website and join a conversation about the things to do. It's utahhousinggap.com. You can back diverse housing options for every stage of life, talk to your elected officials, work alongside people with opposing views, and support multi-use land development. That's important. Again, go to utahhousinggap.com. All right. We're going to award a prize here. It was very close. Separated by 2 votes.
Whoa. All right.
Boner candidate number 1. I didn't have a good screen inside, so I had to improvise. The guy showing porn on his garage door outside in the driveway in Virginia there. And number 2, he's kidding, right? Right? The Fox and Friends weekend host who says, I haven't washed my hands in 10 years, I think. I mean, what germs aren't a real thing. I can't see them. Look at my hands, look pretty clean.
I don't pee on my hands. Why should I wash them?
Well, I don't think he even thinks that's a problem. Can't see anything. There's no problem. Just shake them dry. So, 2 votes. The winner was by 2 votes. Who do you think it was?
Fox and Friends.
Nope.
Really?
Showing porn on the garage door.
They're both good.
Right out there in the open.
They're both good. But you chose Boner of the Day for February 11th, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided on Friday at about this time. I did something kind of high-tech this weekend.
High-tech?
You did something high-tech?
What'd you do, Kerry
high-tech
Jackson?
this
Did you
weekend.
launch a missile?
Well, these promos that we run that say, hey, Alexa, play X96.
Yeah.
Those have been setting off my Alexa device.
The promos do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, is all part of the grand scheme.
Yeah.
It's all part of the plan. And I got tired of that. maybe I shouldn't be telling the story because I want people's Alexas to go off but they're listening anyway. Anyway,
Yeah.
I got tired of it, so I changed the voice command on my Alexa.
What do you mean?
I don't call it Alexa anymore.
Oh, you can do that.
Because, you can change it to whatever you want.
Like computer
or... And I did. I changed it to computer.
Yeah.
So now I say computer.
Play X96.
Play X96. Or do whatever it is that I want computer to do.
So I have a Google, where you're supposed to go. I always feel stupid saying, hey, Google.
Well, you can change it.
I can?
Yeah. Change it to whatever you'd like. I would really confuse it and make it Alexa if I were you.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with that.
What?
Well, first of all, I had to ask, if Sue was okay with that because
she'll have to do
she'll
it
have
too.
to say, computer play, And she says, if it makes you happy, just do it. I don't care. So the problem is that you now, after years of programming in your head to say Alexa,
you have to remind yourself.
I go walk up to it and I say, Alexa, play Pink Floyd. And it just stares at you.
Well, it just stares at you anyway.
Who's Alexa?
I don't know. I don't know no Alexa.
I don't trust it.
You've been running around with some Alexa?
Oh, me talking about it set it off.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sorry.
course.
See, now.
Of course.
Well, here's the other thing is that I said cute puppy near it, and it was playing some music for us while we were eating. And I said cute puppy, and it thought it was computer.
Cute
And so it didn't say, yes, what? I didn't understand you, but the audio dipped. Like, what? What?
Like when you're driving your car and you turn down the radio so you can hear.
Because it'll do that when it's responding or going to talk to you or interface with you.
So it's supposed to recognize just your voice, or it can
It recognizes any voice now.
Oh, okay.
Well, mine does. I don't know about yours. But.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to, like, you train it to recognize your voice, and then you can train it to recognize someone else's voice, but a strange voice.
Well, I haven't tried a strange voice. There's only the two of us.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to.
I know that when we set it up, it had a script that it asked me to read, and it was like 25 sentences.
And then did Sue have to do that as well?
No, she didn't.
No, so it recognizes her voice.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of this. You guys and your Skynet stuff.
No,
I don't trust it.
No, you should not trust it.
I don't.
I
don't want it in my house.
No, it's listening to you all the time because it's waiting for a command. So it has to listen to you all the time.
Nope.
Well, okay, well, that's fine.
I don't
have it. You
I'm supposed to.
Well, why are you supposed to?
I don't know. Aren't we supposed to?
Apparently, me talking about this has set off everybody's Alexas. I'm sorry. And they're listening to Pink Floyd.
Hey, Alexa. Hey, Alexa, play Pink Floyd.
Because now they're going to turn us off because we're ruining it.
No, I
need to go do some.
It depends on how much freedom you're willing to give up.
Yeah.
I need to go do some pull-ups and get ready for.
You wear pull-ups?
No,
You're a big girl now.
For what?
Like Sarah Connor. I need to get.
Oh, I see what you're going.
Ready
well, they were landing black helicopters on the
This is
Wells
what I'm
Fargo
saying.
building.
It's coming.
She's coming back in the next Terminator movie.
Is she really?
Linda Hamilton, yeah.
To do what?
To be Sarah Connor.
To send forth the troops.
I don't know yet. We won't know till it comes
see.
out.
I'll watch that one.
You know what's creepy? I was watching the Ant-Mans.
Which one?
I watched both of them this weekend.
Oh.
I hadn't seen either of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think they're delightful.
Yeah, they are. And but making Kirk Douglas and also what's his name from the Neo movies.
What?
Making them young again.
Yeah.
Oh.
His.
He's the former giant man in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Thank you. Making them look young again. It's so creepy that they can do that.
They do a good job, though.
They do.
All right, we'll take a break. We will be back. Stand by for that. Berries.com. Enter the code X96 when you click onto the microphone. It's Sherry's Berries, of course. A great destination for all kinds of tasty treats year-round. Send them to people around the nation that you're thinking of. Hey, here, have, I mean, they're famous for their strawberries that they do at Valentine's every year. They are delicious. I got my package a few weeks ago, and it is this deal that I'm about to tell you about. They're dipped in milk dark, white chocolatey goodness, also topped with chocolate chips, heart and glitter sprinkles. They're always fresh, they're always tasty, and always absolutely perfect and worth the wait. They arrive fresh with 100% Sherry's Berries guarantee. So pay attention. Valentine's Day just days away, and there's still time, believe it or not. You can send them the Valentine's gift of their dreams at the price of your dreams, starting at just $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Plus, if you order now, you can make this Valentine's really special by adding a dozen red roses for just $19.99 more, shipped with your Sherry's Berries at no extra charge. So go to berries.com, click on the microphone, enter the code X96 at checkout. That's BERRIES.com. Click on that microphone and enter the code X96. Order today.
And now, here's another unromantic moment in Valentine's history.
How would you say that with all of those
Celebrities.
celebrities?
Yeah, I drug you guys over here. You were just going to walk on by Celebrities Gallery featuring artwork by John Lennon, Miles Davis, Ronnie Wood, Tony Bennett, David Bowie, Picasso, and others.
Picasso's the best rock star of them all.
By the way, it's featuring, what does it say? Artwork. It's featuring overpriced prints of artwork by.
None of that's real?
Well, it's real in the sense that it's, well, for instance, there are a bunch of John Lennon things in there, which Yoko Ono took the originals and had copies made of the originals and then put print numbers on them and selling them.
Bitch.
My point exactly.
There was some
something for you in there.
Well, yeah, there was some artwork by David Bowie in there, and it was it looked like a
which Yoko Ono took and copied and put numbers.
But again, it's mass.
So it's not cool.
But it was David Bowie did a painting of Festus. I swear it was Festus.
Festus?
No.
Well, I mean, he was all white and pale and alone.
And alone. No, but so what if it's a? I mean, they only make so many of the prints, right? Or it's only cool if you can get the original.
It's hard to say.
There was yeah.
I mean, it really is hard to say. A lot of them say, it's number 475 out of a run of 1,000. But how many runs of 1,000 did they do? I mean,
they may have stopped and then did another run.
Yeah,
that's how they can say a run of 1,000.
I mean, it's okay stuff. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but
I mean, there was a really cool colored pencil John Belushi
with
in there,
his shirt open and his gut hanging out.
Shirt open. Yeah, that was a great thing. But it was easily $450.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. And there was one thing in there I really liked. They had Hawaiian shirts. Silk Hawaiian shirts, they were about $70-$80 a shirt, but they were they're copies of shirts that celebrities have worn. Like there's one that shows a picture of Dustin Hoffman and John Lovitz standing together, and John Lovitz is wearing this Hawaiian shirt with pineapples on it, and you can buy that.
You can buy that
copy
shirt.
Of that shirt. Yeah.
I want to buy Dustin Hoffman's shirt. I don't want to buy John Lovett's shirt.
Either way, they'll both have little black curly hairs inside of them, okay? And then here's the question I had, is that there was a whole bunch of drawings of the Rolling Stones, and right in the middle there was this big one of Don Knotts, and I'm wondering why they decided to put Don Knotts in the middle.
That was not Don Knotts. That was Todd of Todd and Aaron. No, it was.
Jagger.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure look like Don Knotts.
Well, the older he gets, the closer they look.
I mean 1960s Don Knotts, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, Uncle Todd, I always thought you looked like Mick Jagger, not Don Knotts.
That was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
Let's make
Honest.
it perfectly clear.
Honest.
$9.53.
Well, just coincidentally, I have a list that is interesting facts about marijuana.
Speaking of marijuana, are they interesting facts?
I think so.
This sounds like a list, Carrie. This sounds.
Well, I know, and it just popped up. So give me a sec here, and I'll get because we can't do a list unless we use our intro.
Because
what do we have intros for?
People love lists, so here we go.
That's right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
It seems like every other week another state is legalizing marijuana in one form or another.
We're surrounded.
In the meantime, enjoy these facts about marijuana.
Okay.
Number one, did you know the world's first online transaction was a drug deal? While the first official online purchase is either generally accepted to be either a Pizza Hut pizza or a Sting CD in 1994, students at Stanford and MIT bought and sold some weed online over the internet in 1970.
That's when we should have known the internet was evil.
Did you know, number two, after Tupac's death in 1996, his ashes were mixed with weed and smoked by members of his band, the Young Outlaws.
I don't believe that.
They thought smoking him was part of his last wish because of the lyrics from his song Black Jesus. Number three, did you know?
Did you know?
When Cameron Diaz was in high school, she bought weed from a skinny kid named Calvin Broadus.
I know who that is.
Snoop Dogg. He says he probably sold her white girl weed. That is sticks and stems and seeds. Did you know?
Did you
Number
know?
4. Weed could hold a key to preventing Alzheimer's disease. A recent study found that cannabinoids may help remove protein plaques from the brain, which could potentially protect neurons from dying and slow the onset of dementia.
Yay! Time for one more.
Let's see. Did you know that, there are so many though. Bill Murray was a pre-med student until he got busted for pot on his 20th birthday. While waiting to get on a plane in Chicago in September of 21st, 1970, he jokingly told another passenger he had bombs in his bag. A ticket agent overheard him. U.S. Marshals searched his luggage and found no bombs, but about $20,000 worth of weed, 10 pounds. He was put on 5 years probation And in a flash, his college career was over, so he became an actor instead.
Yay! We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. There you go. It's another list.
You got the promo there? You ready? Gina, I'd like to point out to you that you do not start it.
Thank you, because I would have just
dove
right in there. Do you want to point out to Bill that he does
Bill,
start
in
it?
fact, starts
I
it.
don't think you need to. It says it right there.
Bill starts and finishes it.
Now? Okay. Does that need to be pointed out? On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show,
Sister Dottie S. Dixon will be here at 7:45, just in time for Valentine's Day, talking love, Valentines, and romance.
Listen early and then never turn off your radio.
Radio from Hell on X96. Boy, that'll get him.
All right. Are we good? All business?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
He was eating spiders.
Corey is next.
Are you ready? Because a 1 hour non-stop music wingding starts now! X96.